Hold on. Yeah. You feel me? Hey, rest in peace. I think he died, didn't he? Didn't he die recently? I think he died.
The cha-cha
Yeah.
slide.
Yeah.
Damn.
Big shout outs to him. Big shout outs to him. Rest in peace to a legend who changed the game with that, man. Changed the game.
Hey, look, I know I'm bogus. I know I'm bogus for this. What's dude's name? What is the
Bro, don't put me on the spot. Don't put me on. I don't know either.
It's like DJ Casper or something like
Casper,
that. Like,
right.
yeah.
That's it.
DJ
That's it.
Casper.
That's it. That's it.
See, we ain't forget it. That slipped our mind real quick.
There you go. There you go. Well said. Well said. Listen, we back. We back. We back. Season 3, episode 1, Vapes Talk with the Ghost. And listen, we're going to be addressing a lot of current events that is going on. We have the best podcast in the whole world, I believe. We got the best podcast ever. We got the best people on here. I'm going to go around the room and introduce everybody. But I just want to say I'm sorry to the fans. I'm sorry to the people who do support us, who do rock with us, who have been supporting. We left y'all for so long, you know, without some good, juicy gossip and updates on what's going on and our take on what happens, because that's the difference between this podcast and other podcasts. We don't talk about just the entertainment. We don't talk about just the daily political side or the biblical side. We talk about everything all together and daily, normal, day-to-day type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like stuff that normal people is dealing with. Like, we're not rich, so we can't really be relating to the artists that have these issues with suing each other over money and suing each other over problems and all that. We really ain't, that's not really where we at. We on the levels of day-to-day normal shit. You know, Valentine's Days, do you get a gift from your girl? Should she give you one or not? You know, these elephants in the room that people don't talk about. You know, should you bring other people into the bedroom? These are different topics that we have took on and really had a good convo. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about these past convos we've been having? What's one of y'all favorites that stuck out?
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, so
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I'm kind of piggybacking off of what you saying, you know, like everything we talk about is real social topics, you know, things that real people go through. And like you said, there are elephants in the room, you know what I'm saying? That means that there's subjects that people, you know, there's subjects that need to be talked about that people don't exactly want to talk about. And then they just kind of, you know, beat around the bush about it. You feel me? The issue still remains, you know, so these episodes and having these conversations really, you know, bring those issues to light and give people some insight that they might even be afraid to talk about themselves, you know?
Absolutely.
So I definitely, I agree with that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm going to go around the room. Introduce everybody. Again, we have our, you know, I got my favorite people on here. I got my people that's been rocking with me from the start of this podcast. And then I got my other homie that I've been knowing forever as well. That this is his first time on the podcast. So I want to go around the room. Everybody drop your names, anything you got for the social media, anything you got going, any music, any entertainment stuff you got, anything you got, go ahead and plug that as we go around the room. Whoever wants to kick it off.
New to the podcast, trying to bring some light to the madness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, Donnell. My man. Welcome to the room, man. It's a pleasure to have you, my brother. It's a pleasure to have you. Next.
So I go. So I'm K Boogie, and I'm Ghost sister, well, youngest sister, and yeah. And then I was just gonna say I like all the podcasts too. So we do be talking some real stuff.
Yes, most definitely. Welcome to have you back, sis. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yes, thank you.
Pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
Welcome back for another season.
Yeah, I'm DB. I'm DB Good Green. You know, from the north side of Chicago by ways of Evanston. You know, and shit, me and Ghost is longtime friends, man. You know what I'm saying?
sir.
He is definitely the homies. You know, and everything we talk about on here is real and need to be talked about.
Yes, sir. You got any music, DB? You got anything you want to put out? You got any links, anything that anybody can check you out on? I
Oh
know
man,
my boy
you know,
killing it, holding it down for the town.
absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? All platforms, DB Good Green, all platforms. You know what I'm saying? I rap, I write, I make beats, I do it all, man. Do a little bit of everything. All platforms, DB Good Green.
My man. That's my brother. Welcome back, my bro. Welcome back. Good to have you. Good to have you back on. Listen, like y'all said, we talk about a lot of great things, man. We have tackled a lot of deep issues, a lot of elephants in the room. We've done it. And this season, season 3, we got some more hot stuff to dig into. We gonna go real deep. We gonna touch on passport bros. We gonna touch on, foreign women and American men. These are all things that's gonna be in this season, okay? We're touching on the big elephants in the room, as usual, stuff that people don't wanna talk about. If the relationships between Americans and foreigners, we're gonna talk about why people in the U.S. can't get married and make it happen, the decline in marriages, the black community, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot to come. But before
Trying
we
to
get
get into it.
oh, we getting into it. Season 3, we
Trying
ain't
to
playing.
get into it.
Season 3, we ain't playing. You feel me? We ain't playing this season. We ain't playing. We ain't playing. But listen, so for this episode, we're gonna do a little bit something different. We ain't never tackled a lot of different things in one episode, and that's just due to the fact that we've been away. So since we are back, we're gonna talk about some things. And the first thing I want to kick off and get y'all opinion on and get y'all to talk about is let's start with let's start light, and then we'll work up heavy. Let's start light. Let's start in the sports area. Let's jump over here to LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. Let's start with that. If y'all don't know, if y'all not familiar with this issue that's going on, Stephen A. Smith has, in my opinion, targeted and really harped on the fact that Bronny James was put into the NBA due to his father, LeBron James, being in the NBA. And he has made it a point that every single episode that he comes out on his podcast, he has to bring up the deficiencies in Bronny and the deficiencies on the father parenting aspect of it on LeBron James. That's my take on it. I'm gonna let y'all go around the room. We're gonna go around the room and get y'all opinion. Me, I say LeBron James had every right to step in this man's face and say, hey, keep my son name out your mouth. What a lot of these people on these high platforms don't understand is that when you got a big name like Stephen A. Smith, you're somebody who everybody is listening to. You're the $1 million man. He just got signed up for $1 million. He's got ears. He's got eyes. When you're talking about other players and you're talking about somebody who does their job and you're saying they don't do their job well, what does that mean? That makes the managers, that makes other people that's watching this tune in. So now you're messing with my money. Not only are you messing with my money, you're messing with my legacy. So I feel like he's out of pocket. I feel like this is a reoccurring event, especially towards the Black American community amongst Black Americans. Dude, you're a Black American. You're talking about LeBron James getting his son in the NBA. We know that. That's what, other nationalities have been doing for decades. They've been being rich or they've been having platforms and they bring on their kids or their family members to take on the baton. What do y'all think about that?
I
Is
think
he
he's
wrong or
right
is he not
to
wrong?
pull up his son. I mean, if you're not doing it, who else gonna do it? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my take on it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about Stephen A. Smith's what do you think about, is Stephen A. Smith doing his job? Because I hear that a lot. He's just doing his job. His job is the media to talk about deficiencies of all basketball players, is good and bad. What do y'all feel about that? Do you feel that he's doing his job? Or is he not doing his job or overstepping his job?
It's about ratings. So like anybody can say anything because negative publicity, positive publicity is gonna bring ratings. Somebody gonna tune in and want to hear about it. Okay, what are you talking about? Man, that's outrageous, right? The more outrageous, the more ratings. That's all it's about.
Right.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Don. You feel me? Like, as far as anybody could say anything, right? When you got that type of platform, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got that type of platform. You're as popular as Stephen A. Smith is. You know what I'm saying? You at a point where, you know, you could really say anything and people gonna tune in. You feel what I'm saying? So therefore, what you saying matters. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, Stephen A, you know, he's to a level where anything he say, people really gonna tune in. So you don't really need to do all the slandering and all the extra shit for people to tune in to what you saying. You feel me? So he might have got caught up in, you know what I'm saying, in all of the, you know, and all of the excitement or whatever you want to call it about LeBron James' son, all of the hate. He might have had got caught up in that, you know, and started running his mouth a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he don't need to do all that to get his ratings. You feel me?
Yeah.
And as far as LeBron James bringing his son onto his platform, like, come on, man. Like, it's like you just said. What is, like, how much opportunities is our people gonna get to do some shit like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we and one of the first times that we are able to be able to do some shit like that, we hating on them.
Yeah.
We hate on LeBron for a lot of his greatness. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I'm not the LeBron fan. You know, I'm Kobe all the way. You know what I'm saying? But as far as what this man has accomplished, like you know, a lot of people was just hating on him for no reason, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he is one of the greatest players ever. Like, let's not do that.
Yeah. To play devil's advocate, what if we was to say that Stephen A. Smith is doing his job and LeBron James brought this type of scrutiny onto his son by saying that his son was better than a lot of the NBA players these days? Because I see that as being something that a lot of people grasp onto. They're like, yo, LeBron James asked for this. He said that his son was better than a lot of players in the NBA.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, look, it's like you said too. How many of these white boys, executives, is bringing their sons into the business aspect of things, and they sons and shit ain't doing as good as they fathers did, fucking the money up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why you not talking about behind the scenes, Stephen A?
Right.
You know what I mean? Talk about these rich white execs that bring their sons on into the business aspect and how they sons be fucking the money up. You know what I'm saying?
Luke
Talk
Walton.
about that.
Luke Walton, his father brought him into the Lakers. Remember? Luke Walton, and that's another thing, DB, you hit it dead on the nail. Don, y'all hit the dead on the nail. K Boogie, I know you know what we talking about. But
I don't know what you're talking about. That's why I'm like.
But I mean, not on that particular situation, but you know what we mean as far as like the hypocrisy of it all, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So like, and that's what I like to deal with. I like to deal with facts and hypocrisy. What are you talking about as far as LeBron James? First of all, LeBron was like the 50th something pick in anyway. So he's not like it was the number one pick, and now you're supposed to be watching his numbers. Now you know the people that actually had the number one pick that were drafted. Those guys are doing horrible numbers. Go back and look at their numbers. They're doing horrible, and they were like the first and second pick. They're doing horrible. Bronny is killing when he goes to the G League, and he's doing this. You know, he's not. But bro, he's the 55 pick. Like, who expects the 55 pick to be like T-Mac or somebody coming out? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
No, he's 55. Nobody talks about the 55 pick. So you're specifically talking about this man's son because you have a personal issue with him. That's what it seems like. Because we're talking about Luke Walton. Luke Walton was his father put him on to being the coach of the Lakers. Y'all remember that? And the Lakers were horrible that time during his stint. They were horrible. So that means he came on and he was garbage. He was garbage as a basketball player when he played with Kobe, and he was garbage when he was the coach. So
Luke Walton.
Luke Walton. And I never heard Stephen A. Smith say a word about Luke Walton. I never hear Stephen A. Smith talking about anybody other than successful black men. And that's the question I have. Why do we, okay, I'll go back to that. But let me ask y'all this while we at it. Do y'all feel, what is y'all's thoughts on the NBA as far as how it is now and how it was in the past? Do you feel as though the NBA, because that's a big controversial now, nobody wants to be the face of the NBA due to things like this. LeBron James arguably has been the face of the NBA for several years now, right? He's longevity, yada, yada, in the finals, back-to-back, the Cleveland series with the Golden State, the Lakers winning it in a bubble. He has been literally the face of the league, whether whether people want to admit it or not. He's been the face of the league, and they've been trying to replace him. They want to put Dirk, they tried to put Dirk Nowitzki there. He ended up retiring. They want to put, what's my dude, Jokic. They want to put Jokic as the face. They want Luka to be the face. They want anybody else to get the face of the NBA minus, LeBron James, who's been the face of the NBA. You're right. They don't want to put the black dude there. They want to replace him with a white dude now. If we think about it, Jerry West is the NBA logo. How the hell is Jerry West the NBA logo when you had Bill Russell with 11 rings and you had all these other people? How is Jerry West
the media, that's
the
what
logo?
People believe is the truth. That's the reality. That's the reality.
You know what I mean?
That's the reality. Whatever is pumped in the media, that's the reality. Because we see it on TV. That's the reality. Right? You got to do your research.
Exactly. So what do you think about the old school and the new school? Is the new school people whining, the new school NBA, are they whining now because they don't want to be the face of the NBA? Or do they have a correct aspect of that if you are the face of the NBA in these days and time, media is going to scrutinize you? Or are they wrong? Are they being pansy about it? Are they being overreacting?
I mean, they don't want the attention, and that way nobody's looking into their personal life. I think that's part of it. Because media has transformed everything. Think about it. I mean, we're sitting here right now on media, social media. I mean, but it's all gone electronic. Before it was just a newspaper. If it's not a newspaper, oh well. Right? If it's not on TV, oh well. Now you got all these different platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Everybody's in everything. So your face is going to be out there. And the last thing you want is somebody with a camera capturing your personal life, and it's like, oh shit,
Like they did back in the day too. Michael Jordan was gambling. Now he's supposed to be the top dude that everybody looks up to. And in my opinion, this is the problem why nobody wants to be the face of the NBA now. They don't want to be the face of the NBA because these old dudes keep going and reverting back to a guy who does not play basketball anymore. You're going back to Michael Jordan. He does not play basketball anymore. Why the hell are we comparing LeBron James to Michael Jordan? He should be compared to his peers. It should be compared to Kobe Bryant, T-Mac, Shaquille O'Neal. These are his peers. But why do these old heads still continue to keep talking about Michael Jordan where they got him at a level where you can't win anyway?
Well, the NBA is like the ultimate platform, you know what I'm saying? So, your individual performance, you know what I'm saying, is a part of the whole essence of the NBA, you know what I'm saying? The world's greatest player,
Okay.
That your individual performance, like, that solidifies that whole concept, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it's a competitive.
So who got more rings?
It's a competitive. But you don't measure it by rings, obviously.
What are we measuring it by then?
We're measuring it by total performance plus impact.
So LeBron James has the most scoring points in ever. Why is there any conversation then? There should be no conversation. He has outdid everybody in scoring in the entire NBA ever.
But he didn't. But the you know what I'm saying, the flaw in that performance was he ain't win the championships back to back like Mike did.
Jordan didn't win for 6 years. That wasn't the story for him.
But then when he started winning, he didn't stop.
He actually did, because he came back to the Wizards. He took that break when he was winning.
Nah,
right?
that's not MJ. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not MJ.
What happened? What happened?
Not MJ.
What happened
It's not,
then?
he's old, man. He was that nigga was playing rec ball at that point, B.
LeBron James is old, and he's still killing. So that voids
And he's
that.
not winning, but he's not winning.
He did
Just like
win.
Jordan wasn't winning.
He won in the bubble at 30-something.
Hey.
He won in the bubble at
It's
30-something.
I mean, that's right. You're right. But look how long he gotta stay in the league to
Why
compare
couldn't
to that
Michael-
type of greatness.
We can't use that as an alibi. Why couldn't Michael Jordan stay in the league? See,
Because he ain't have nothing to prove. He won 6 in a row. He ain't got nothing to prove after
But
that.
why? He left the game before he had 6 in a row. He left the
Right,
game
because he had 3 in a row and felt he ain't had nothing to prove then. So he left, went
So
to
why'd he
play
come
another.
back?
Huh?
Why'd he come back then? Why'd
Because
he come back?
because he went back. He came back because he seen niggas and said, you know what, this shit ain't the same without me. You feel what I'm saying?
And he got smacked up.
And
He
came
came
in-
and got smacked up by the Magics.
And got what?
O'Neal and him smacked him up. He lost the first
I mean,
year. He got
okay,
back.
all right. You don't. I mean, come on. The nigga just got through playing. Nigga just got through playing baseball. Nigga, come on, a whole other sport.
But
All
okay,
right.
but in that case, he should have been rested, because see, what I look at it as, you took the easy route out. You left your ass out when the competition got hard, because the Rockets was whooping. They was smacking niggas up. That was who was smacking niggas up. They were smacking niggas up.
Competition got hard. The nigga was. The competition got hard. The nigga was the competition the whole time he started
So why
winning.
did he get smacked up by the Magics when he came back?
Because the nigga just got through the nigga just got through putting his body
Yeah, he was
through a
out.
whole nother
He was
discipline,
out.
bro. And he
But
comes
when he-
back.
But when he left, the Bulls still damn near made it to the finals. The Bulls still kept moving. What team has LeBron James left and they still keep moving? When he left Miami Heat, them motherfuckers didn't even make it to the playoffs. like this is what I'm saying about
So
we
listen,
we moved
the devil's in the details. The devil's in the details. Okay, the nigga won 6 in a motherfucking row, and you can't
did.
take that from him, bro.
We can't, but he is
in a
not the
row.
leading scorer. He is not the leading scorer in the NBA ever.
Doesn't he
is-
didn't need to be. He did not need to be. That's the greatness. That's the greatness. He didn't need to be.
He didn't beat Magic Johnson at his best.
Didn't need to.
He beat Larry Bird at his best. He beat nobody that was. He beat Stockton and Malone, and those niggas never ever got another one. He
Didn't
beat fucking Indiana Pacers. Them niggas
It's
never got
about,
shit.
it's about
okay.
who's controlling
It
the
was a
narrative.
dynasty.
He beat rookie.
That's
beat-
the fucking point.
He beat Kobe. He beat rookie Kobe. He beat Kobe and Shaq. He beat Kobe and Shaq. He beat Ivo. He beat Iverson. He beat all these niggas.
Those niggas didn't make it to the finals. Those Lakers didn't start their dynasty run until when did the
Because
Lakers start their dynasty run?
When
'Cause
Michael
they-
Jordan left, nigga. When Michael Jordan left, that's when they start their dynasty run. Yes, yes.
Right, because the competition started getting heavy. And actually, wait a minute, that's not true. Shaquille O'Neal was with the Magics when he smacked up Michael Jordan's ass when he came back. So the Lakers started their dynasty and shit. Jordan ass was somewhere hiding. He's never around when the dynasties take over, bro. Think about it.
Man, he beat Kobe and Shaq. He beat Kobe and Shaq.
He beat Kobe and Shaq. He beat Magic Johnson finally. That's the only time this nigga ever saw the Lakers.
So-
When the Lakers,
so He didn't beat Kobe and Shaq. He
No!
bro.
beat Kobe and Shaq.
How he ain't beat Kobe and Shaq, bro?
O'Neal was with the Magics when he came back. This nigga was on the Wizards when the Lakers started their run, and he ain't
I'm
seen
talking
fucking
about
play.
90, 97, 98, 97, 98.
No Shaq.
Wasn't no Shaq?
Not on the Lakers. Shaq was with the Magics when Michael Jordan was playing them niggas, and he got his ass whooped when he came back after that year. By the time Shaquille O'Neal got back with Kobe and them niggas, Jordan was nowhere around. His niggas was on the fucking Wizards, I think.
He controlled the
Somebody gotta
narrative.
fact check
though.
that. Somebody-
he was
somebody-
on every
somebody on the chat.
commercial.
Fact check.
He was on every
Fact check.
commercial selling shoes.
He
That's
was-
why.
That's what I'm saying. The narrative push. They even say that they changed. And listen, I'm a Michael Jordan fan. Come on, hello, we from Chicago. I love what Michael Jordan did. But listen, let's not play like this nigga didn't run when the competition got heavy. When shit got heavy, this nigga ran. Then he came back and he got his ass smacked up. Then he went on a tear. Then he left again to go with the Wizards, and he was a fucking bum by then. Everybody was watching his ass. They didn't make it to the finals after that. So we got to say that we can't penalize LeBron James because he had the longevity. We have to penalize the niggas who don't have longevity. The bar is up here. You have to come to it. I don't have to come down to your bar. Nigga, you couldn't make it past 30-something. This nigga LeBron is finna be damn near 50, and he's dunking on niggas. That's the greatest
Listen. Hey. Yo, the fucking Shaq. Google says Shaq was traded to the Lakers on July 18th, 1996, nigga.
Okay.
Okay, so Jordan smacking niggas up. Jordan smacked Kobe and Shaq up, nigga.
No, put it in Google. When did Jordan face Kobe and Shaq? I don't never remember a game with this nigga facing Jordan and Shaq.
Okay.
I never remember that. This nigga was facing fucking Stockton and Malone, nigga. Them niggas don't even got rings. Do Utah Jazz even got? And actually, you know what? Utah Jazz was smacking niggas up before Jordan ass came back. He always waits till nigga get old. When niggas start getting old and getting injured, now this nigga's back to reign terror. He is not there when niggas is reigning terror, bro. I'm telling you, the Rockets was reigning terror. He left. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, he could not smack up them niggas when they was actually young. He couldn't smack them up. So he didn't beat no dynasty. Guess who smacked him up though? Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas smacked up Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. Wow. He smacked up Michael Jordan twice. He smacked up Michael Jordan twice.
Who smacked him up?
Isaiah Thomas. He beat all the goats. He beat Magic Johnson. He beat Larry Bird. And he beat Michael Jordan twice.
But look at the picture, though.
You see what I'm saying?
It's too controlled narrative. All the
narrative. It's the narrative. All the shit. Listen, did he ever beat this guy? Did he ever beat Kobe and Shaq? He didn't fucking. I don't think he ever even played them niggas. Cause Shaq would have put Jordan on his ass. He did that when he came to play him when he was in the Magics, and he was young. Shaquille O'Neal became a monster when he got to the Lakers. That's when they started winning. When he was in Orlando, he was just becoming of himself, and he smacked up Jordan when Jordan came back.
So wait, so Shaq did not play Jordan when he was on the Lakers. I don't understand that.
Did he? Put it in Google. He played against Shaq in Orlando. That's what I remember. Anybody bring up the stats. I don't never remember a fucking playoff game with Shaquille O'Neal and then versus Kobe and Shaq.
Low key, I don't think I remember it either.
There's no games like that. He played against, I'm telling you, Jordan remember Jordan was in
what
the
was
East.
That? Hey, Don, what was that? Was that it?
That's between Kobe and Shaq, yeah. Yeah.
So
was Michael Jordan playing against him?
Do I remember that?
Did he play them when did he play them though? In the playoffs? Did he play them in a playoff game?
No. Did he ever play them, period?
I mean, yeah, you could even look that up, but even if you played them, period, that's a seasonal game. That ain't shit. Did you play these niggas in a 7-game series? Hell no. Jordan ain't never played them niggas in no 7-game series.
Okay, but
he played Utah Jazz. He played, and guess what? He wouldn't even got that. He got bailed out 2 or 3 times. He got bailed out with Stockton Malone hitting a last jumper. He got bailed out fucking by Steve Kerr for hitting a jumper. This nigga got bailed out a couple times.
Yeah. All right, hey, okay, man. We can't get stuck on Jordan.
Hey.
But just
we can't get stuck on the Jordan conversation, man. We gotta keep it moving.
Just to put this out there. Why Stephen A. Smith? He was a media back then. Why did he never talk about Michael Jordan's son being a fucking bum?
That's bad. That's
Michael
bad.
Jordan's son was a bum.
Because he got to sell.
Stephen White or black?
He got to sell.
Stephen A. Smith is black.
He's black.
Yes.
Oh wow.
When did he talk about this is where I'm saying about the Bronny James shit. You can't sit here and tell me you talk about the media all the time when you're not talking about fucking Michael Jordan's son doing cocaine.
Who's holding all the ducats?
But he never made it to the NBA level to be talked about though.
They were talking about Bronny before Bronny got to the NBA. He was talking about that he shouldn't even get drafted. Stephen A. Smith was saying he shouldn't even get drafted because his numbers wasn't all that good and when he was playing in fucking college and shit. He was dogging this man from the start, bro. But he never says a fucking thing about, he never says nothing about Michael Jordan's son being a cokehead, being garbage at basketball, and then messing around with Scottie Pippen, his former teammate's wife. Never talked about none of this.
Hey, it's about who control the narratives, bro. For real.
That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, you're right. Let's go. Let's go to the next. Look, I'm telling you, we could go on that shit all day. So we touched that. So now, let's go to the next one, guys. What do y'all think about? We're gonna cook it up a little bit. We get out of the sports. Let's go and cook it up a little bit. Let's go into the YNs. What's this thing with the YNs? For y'all that don't know, YNs is what they're calling young niggas. The young niggas are just, they just going reckless all over the place. They just doing what they want to do, when they want to do, how they want to do. Is that a problem that can be resolved? Is that something that is spiraling through fathers not being in the house? Is the OGs not doing their job? What is y'all's? And really, when we talk YNs, we can refer to drill music, because that's really what the drill music whole thing is, right? That's the young niggas. They all about drilling in broad daylight and then talking about it on social media and getting caught. So, what do y'all think about
I
it?
think it's stupid. But
I think I think it's stupid, and especially like we grew up with Chief Keef or whatever, so
Right.
it's like he really started it. So it's kind of like it was kind of like the cool thing and all that. But
Yeah.
I just think it's stupid. I think we need more like the old heads
reel
to
back in. Yeah.
sit them down, like talk to them, like you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
put them back in. Like it's cool to actually be respectful. Like you don't need to be robbing all this other stuff. It's not cool to gang bang. Like they should be just telling them like, letting them
Yeah.
know. But I be seeing interviews of like some old ones, and they be like, yeah,
Fuck
well, my
them.
son is not my son is not a son if he don't do this or that or da 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 da. So when they say like, oh, the single mothers is the ones who, what I'm saying, made the YN, that's a lie. Because there's a lot of fathers that's in their kids' life, and
Go
they're
get
telling
'em,
them,
yeah.
oh, you supposed to be this as a man, or oh, you supposed to do this, da 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 da. So it's like, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, some of that's true, but it all depends on how you're being taught and, what you're seeing, like
Yeah.
what you seeing around you, and it has to be stopped. Like, it got to be stopped somewhere. So,
That's a good take.
yeah, that's how I feel on that.
That's definitely a good take. Anybody else? What y'all think on these? Who is to blame for this? Is there somebody to blame? Is this something that's supposed to happen? Like, why is this happening in other cultures? I mean, because the way I'll always look at things is, I always look at like black culture is always highlighted, but this same shit happens in everybody's in every nationality. If we think about it, look at all the young who's shooting up the schools. They're young white kids, right?
Again, it goes
who's
back
usually
to
doing
who controls the narrative, right? So if you're trying to eradicate a whole population of young black kids, it's like, okay, we're gonna highlight every little thing they do wrong, every little thing they do that's seemingly out of line, and twist it, manipulate it, whatever, make it seem as though, oh yeah, we need to get rid of these, we need to get rid of that kind.
Yeah, to make us look bad.
And
yeah, because like you said, there's if you go to the Hispanics, all these MS-13s, all these gangsters and shit that's coming out there, these Latin Kings, all them is young niggas too, young Hispanic dudes. But it's like we want to highlight only the Black American culture as far as when we're talking negative and when we're seeing something. I agree though that it's a two-part. A lot of this stuff that's coming from the younger generation is false masculinity, right? So it's false masculinity. Like, false masculinity is a guy who's feeling like he got something to prove 24 hours a motherfucking day. Like, bro, like Cat Williams said it the best. You're gang banging on breakfast. It's breakfast time, nigga. It's breakfast time. You're supposed to wake up happy. It's breakfast time. But niggas is waking up having to prove something because of what the cultural the culture says. The culture is it's the culture. Culture is really messing up. Has been messing up and when I'm talking about Black Americans, now I'm talking about just us, because it's I'm talking about us. I don't know about nobody else's shit. I don't know what caused them to go shoot up schools and all that shit. But I don't know what caused them to go rob banks and all that. But I know for our community, what the hell, the the issue is that the culture puts this damn near, like, look at these rappers. These rappers they have to slide. They have to be King Von. You don't have to be this dude. Get your money and just
That's what I'm saying.
Be getting paid.
Yeah. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like what's being taught, like what's supposed to be like cool. You know what I mean? Like this and that and that and that. It's like, it's kind of
But
getting pushed out there.
Who's teaching this though?
The media.
Who's putting this pressure
media.
on these kids?
The media.
Who's putting pressure on them?
Because money is
the
made.
media.
Guess who's making all that money when these rappers so-called die? Guess who's holding the rights to the music?
Yeah, the media.
Guess who?
The the companies that they're signed to. But you know what? But Donnell, I agree and I gotta agree and disagree. I say it's the community, man. It's the community. Like, yo, bro, like you have this pressure growing up to you have this unnecessary fucking pressure that a lot of people don't have to deal with, right? Like, remember when you went to school, you had to have the freshest clothes on. You had the freshest shoes on.
Yeah, I was
somebody
just
gonna
gonna
talk
say
about
that.
your ass. Who was gonna talk about you?
Yo,
Was it a white dude that was gonna talk about you? Was
No.
it a Mexican dude that was gonna talk about you?
Yeah, but
No, it's another
you
black
gotta
person.
understand,
It's a
all of
black
that
person.
stuff comes from the media. If you don't have the freshest shoes, guess what? Shoe sales are gonna go down, right? Shoe sales are gonna go down. You ain't think about that. It's all about them
Yeah.
dollars.
But why doesn't the other people have to live up
Because
to
they'll
that
never
expectation
figure it
though?
out.
Because I
They'll
remember
never
niggas
figure
wearing
it out.
Paco jeans.
Yeah, I think we started that in the community ourselves, though.
I remember
I don't think
wearing
it was
Paco
before
jeans.
media.
Paco jeans with a big ass pocket. Where you can put 8 screwdrivers in that shit.
Yeah, I think we started that as a culture, though. I'm not gonna lie on that. I think it started from a culture. I think
Yeah.
it was like,
You gotta
oh,
prove
you
it,
had
yeah.
to have the Jordans, you had to have this, you have to look this way. Yeah, you have to like, and that
Yeah.
means you
Prove
get
that
money
you
or you
got
have
it.
this,
Show
you have
me you
that.
got
it.
And it's like, if you don't, then you
Yeah.
get teeth. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta prove. Yeah, which
K-
sucks
Boogie.
because that's
K-
not
Boogie.
true. Yeah.
Hey, Boogie, I had on a pair of fake Timbs in
Uh-huh.
I think the 6th grade.
Yeah.
In elementary school. I had a pair of fake Timbs. Okay?
Yeah.
I came into that school and I did not say a word. I kept my pants over my
Yeah.
booty, and guess who exposed me? One of my homies.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
He looked,
Yeah.
he looked down at my boot and he saw that it wasn't a tree on there.
Yep.
It was a horse or something. And he said, "Yo, he's got on fake Timbs."
Yeah.
What is that over
Yeah,
there?
that's how it goes.
Ruined my fucking day.
Yep.
I said I gotta go sell drugs
Yeah,
now
yeah,
because I
yeah.
gotta go get some
Yep.
drugs.
Yeah.
Mom's
Yeah,
not gonna
that's
buy
how
no
it goes.
Mom's not
Yep.
gonna buy no Timbs.
Yep.
You know, Pops is not buying no Timbs.
Yep.
You know, so how am I gonna get these Timbs? I'm
Exactly.
gonna do what I see on TV. Niggas are
Again,
selling weed in the neighborhood.
again,
Niggas are
the
selling
media.
weed.
Yep.
You're media. But,
Yeah.
but what? The media is not what made me do that.
No, because this is
Yeah,
way
but
before
the media
that
influence
stuff
your
that,
people.
Media
The
just
media
started like
influence
kind
your
of being
people.
like that.
But you know, but
That's
it's like
true.
when you but it's like you said, it's all about culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
culture,
I think it's
your
the culture.
culture is your identity. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so
And
now,
what's the culture?
now if you look at it in the perspective of culture, right? You look at all the ethnicities in your community. You see the Mexicans. You feel me? What is the
Right.
Mexicans known for? Right? They known for the landscaping. They known for the you know,
Sombrero, you know, so
carpentry, building
yeah,
shit.
they got
Yeah.
a
You
culture.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We make fun of
Right.
them. We be making fun of them and shit, but they building empires off of this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You look at the Koreans, the Chinese. You feel me? They got the what's the names? The beauty supplies and shit like that, nail salons and shit like that, right? You look at the Indians and the Middle Easterners. You feel me? They got the fucking Dunkin' Donuts. They got the gas stations, 7-Eleven. All this shit that we make fun of them about,
making it,
but
yeah.
they are making fortunes
That-
for,
that-
it's
for
actually
their
good.
families. You feel me? Even the other black people, from different countries. You look at the Africans, they coming over here. They grouping
Yeah.
up. They establishing some shit. You feel me? I ain't never seen an African not whip a foreign. G, they come over here
Ready.
already. You feel me? Got it together. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
Jamaicans.
But that's
Uh,
what Trump.
Because
But
they
that's what
stick
Trump is.
together as well.
No, I
but
gotta
listen,
disagree on
hold on,
that part.
hold on.
That's
Listen.
what Trump is talking about. They get these grants. They're not coming over here hustling, man. They're not coming from the ground up. They
No.
are coming to the U.S.
But-
and they are filing for grants and they're
Yeah.
getting small business loans. They won't give you and I a small business loans, and we're American.
Yeah.
But listen,
They
not
won't-
even, but not even just in the aspect of business like that. You feel what I'm saying? They coming over here, you know, I'm not like they coming over here establishing culture. You feel me?
How?
Like,
How?
so look, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I just said. So like, you know, fucking think about what black people. What do black people have?
We
What do
don't
we
have
prefer?
grants. They will not give us grants. There's a systematic racial bias that happens when you have these Africans and when you have these Indians. How the fuck does an Indian come from India and get a 7-Eleven? He got the 7-Eleven
Yes,
due
a
to
grant.
a small business grant. When you try to apply for that grant, you won't get it. That's what Trump and these guys are saying. Now, I'm not a Trump supporter by all means, but there are a few things, that, you know, but there are, you know, I disagree with a lot of things that the rhetoric that he pushes, because he
Sam.
pushes a racial rhetoric. He's still trying to get white people on top. That's what I
Yeah.
think. He's still trying to get his people, which is what he's supposed to do. That's what Obama should be doing. That's what anybody's supposed to do. You're supposed to push your people's agenda. I don't
He
got
don't
no
care
problem
about
with
looking
that.
bad,
But
that's
what
all.
I do have a problem with is push when your rhetoric. Yeah, I have a problem when your rhetoric affects me, though. You know what I'm saying? You can be racist all you want, but if you're shutting down me from getting my businesses, you shutting me down from me supporting my family and my people, that's where the
Right.
problem results. So that's
But-
what Trump is doing. Their rhetoric is to get them back on top. But my problem is these different nationalities that come to America, they're coming there and they're not hustling, bro. That's a rhetoric that they're pushing to make black people feel like they're lazy, they're doing that. Bro, dudes, black Americans are putting in job applications every day and getting denied where they got these services for these people. When they come over, when they get their passport, they set up a service plan for them. They don't even just come over and just be a citizen. They come over and they're like, what are you going to do? And
Or they come over here already having a job too, because I know,
Yes.
like in the nursing field, you have to the Philippines. If they come over here from the Philippines,
Yes.
they have to be a nurse already. So they already
Already.
got a secure job. They
Yes.
already got this. You know, they already got that. So I
Yeah.
understand that part of it. That's true. But also, as a culture, what we need to start doing is when you do get the hands on the money, like the PP loan and all that, then they shouldn't go off buying Jordans and the coats and all this other stuff. you gotta
That's
invest
what I'm
in
saying.
opening up something like a corner
That's
store.
what I
You know
mean
what I'm
by
saying?
that's what I mean by culture,
Right.
though. That's what I mean by culture. You know, I went off into real estate and shit, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by culture as far as what do we identify as. You feel me?
Right.
So when I named all them other cultures, what I really should have been saying is like all them other cultures, like they have things that they do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where they unite and represent each other.
And take up the
You know what I'm saying?
opportunity and actually do it.
That like they
Yeah.
got no what I'm saying. I'm not even saying it in the aspect of taking opportunity and you know, like I'm not even talking in the aspect of like business. You know, I'm talking about like culture as far as identity. Like I said,
Right.
you know, all them ethnicities I named, all of them got like cultural shit that they do where they get together and do things to represent themselves. You feel me? Black people don't have that. You feel me? Like Mexicans got the Cinco de Mayo or whatever, you know, and Chinese people, they got whatever holidays they got where they get together and represent each other. You feel what I'm saying? Black people ain't got that. We share you know, what is called American holidays. You feel me?
Right.
That's the only opportunities that we take to get together and represent each other. The points and times that our masters, right, appointed for us to consider holidays. You know, these are the days of the year that they kind of appointed to us to celebrate us. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
what do we represent? You
I
feel
think
what I'm
our
saying?
I think ours is we do got that. I think what it is though is we're exploited at what we have amongst everybody else where it takes the light off of what it is. When you're talking about a soul food dinner, right? When you're talking about soul gatherings, when you're talking about the nightlife, you know, back in the day they used to have those barnyard parties and shit. That was where all the black people got together
Yeah,
and
family reunions.
right? We're more of a festive type of people. So we are, and this is why it kind of explains why our culture is exploited. Everybody wants to
Talk
dress like
like
you.
you.
Everybody wants to have the same style and swagger you have. They want to talk like you. The problem is we are exploited by so
And
many
you
people
see it,
around the
you see
world
it
that you
on
forget
those
that
French
you are
films, those French dub films,
Yeah.
and even some of the Asian ones. They speak
Yeah.
in a dialect that
Yes.
belongs to the Black American. I'm like, but that doesn't represent America. Like, how did they assume that this is America? You
Yeah.
know, so it's already stolen.
Yes.
But
Stolen.
listen,
That's our,
I had a
our culture.
conversation. Look, I had a conversation with this Mexican dude, right? And you know, I was telling him about his food. I'm like, yo, I like Mexican food. That shit fire. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, you ever tried, you ever tried black food, black people food?
Yeah.
He said, what is
Wow.
that? I said, what you mean? What is that? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I said, you know, shit like fried chicken, shit, greens, and soul food and shit. You know, all of that. He was like, he said, well, that's not exactly black people food. He said, that's American food. That's
Wow.
Southern American food.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He was like,
Yeah.
and then, you know, he tried to teach me a little.
They try to take everything from us,
That's what
and
I'm
that's
saying.
actually called soul
Southern
food.
American from who?
Yeah,
Southern
well,
American blacks.
you got to
Yeah,
understand.
that's
you
soul
gotta
Yeah,
food.
but our history in America, obviously
Yeah.
is slaves. You feel
No,
me?
that's
So
not history. And that's what's the problem. Our history does not begin with that. They had a portion of Africans that was put into slavery that they brought over, but it is proof that there were blacks already in the U.S. continent way before slavery happened.
we was
that-
already frying chicken. We was already frying chicken
yes,
before them.
we already had a whole system. We already had
And we
this.
made hush puppies and everything.
You got to yes, you got to remember when Christopher Columbus showed up to India, he
Right.
thought he was in India and he started calling people Indians. But if you look at his diary, he says that he saw black people there. So he showed up and there was black people there already. So that's another way to get black people off of their rocker of who they really are. We didn't come over here as slaves, bro. If you would go if you do your blood test, you might even find out through your bloodline that you got, you know, native and all other type of stuff. Because guess what? We were already over here. That's a portion of people they brought over here as slaves. You know what I'm saying? So, and they even call it the Atlantic slave trade. That was from that portion where they started, you know, taking Africans from there over to the U.S. But and then if you want to even go history line, we really identify with Jim Crow because we weren't way back. We weren't far enough back with the slaves. So if you really want to talk Black American history, you're talking your Jim Crow law. But guess what? There was already blacks doing this. Look at your Tulsa, Oklahoma, all these Lake Lanier, all these places that they bombed and tried to destroy. Black people was running it. Black people was running it. So that's just a notion. That Mexican dude is just ignorant as to the fact of he just don't want to give the credit up. But guess what? If you ask because what do they do when they do a racial slur against you? Fried chicken and watermelon. What listen to them when they get angry and they want to use a racial slur. They're going to bring up all these black cultural things. That's stuff that we have as a culture. But what we messed up with is when we let the production, when we let these people like what Don was talking about, the companies, the music companies, when they came in to control the music narrative. You know, you had your public, you had your positive, more positive rap, but then you had your NWA, right? Which introduces some drug dealing, which introduces some gang banging. Then you find out most of them wasn't even banging. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is the narrative, and guess who they was ran up under? The Jewish guy, right? Keller or something, right? So when you start involving yourself with these other nationalities that already want to make money off of your culture and already want to exploit it, then that's where we have a problem. Because then now our culture got messed up within the culture. Now you can't put out a rap song and just tell a story. That's what rap was about, just telling a story. You didn't have to go do the shit. You could tell a story about your homeboy that killed somebody months ago. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to go kill somebody. But now they're making it where, oh, you gotta go do this. And guess who's telling you gotta go do it? Some kid in the suburbs who then don't do shit all day. He's looking at you saying, oh, he ain't a real rapper because he ain't really killed nobody.
But it's like you said, you feel me? Like, okay, if black people do have a history in America that we don't know about, you know what I'm saying? Then that is what is detrimental to, you know, what we feel is our identity to this day. You feel me? Because all we know about our history in America is that we were slaves. You feel what I'm saying? We don't have any culture, or we don't know of as a collective, right? Any culture beyond being a slave. You feel what I'm saying? So when it goes back, So look, it goes back to the point I was making, right? When you name all them ethnicities, you feel me? And you know, they all got some type of cultural identity attached to them. You know, when you think of, okay, then what represents black people? You know, you look at that and you take a good look at the shit that represents us. You feel me? Which is a lot of street shit for our men. You know what I'm saying? Gangsters and pimps, players and shit. You know, that's what literally represents black men. And then you look at what represents black women. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hoe shit. You feel me? Basically. And
or single mothers,
mother shit. You feel me? And so, but look,
or they try to put it like we live off the government and all that, which all of us don't.
That's right. That's right. And so, and since that is literally the only thing that has ever represented us as black Americans that we know about, because again, we don't know if we do have history beyond being a slave in America. We don't know about it as a collective. So literally, since those two things I mentioned has been the only thing that has represented us for all of these years, for generations on end, that is what we aspire to be.
Yeah.
We can't help it.
Yep.
You can't help it.
Why is it that people don't know their real history? Why is it that there's a black American that
because it's never
don't know their history?
It's never been taught to us. We don't go to school and learn about any history about us in America beyond being a slave. We have never.
Why do some of us do know though? Why do some of us know this and some of us don't?
I mean,
how can that be changed?
It's just natural that, you feel me? I think it's just a natural thing. You feel me? Like the majority of us is programmed to think one way, you know. So it's a natural thing, right? Everything ain't perfect, right? So 100% of us ain't gonna be programmed to think that one way. There's gonna be some radicals.
Too,
you know what I'm saying?
You got the video game, you got anime, you got fucking the music.
Yeah.
Everything is a distraction, right? To keep you occupied. Hey, keep doing this, keep doing that, keep doing this, keep doing that. And now you're distracted. And you're like, okay, I can't really focus on the thing that I need to focus on. You know? And that's why we got to retrain our mind, the way we operate and all of that. Yeah.
You know what's so sick? You know what's so sick, Don? Usually the distraction is something that represents our culture, right? What? Usually the distraction is what? Some hoe shit, you know what I'm saying? Or some type of violent type of shit happening. Somebody getting killed, somebody getting shot. Usually that's what the distraction is. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask y'all. Let's go down the line. Okay, well, let's go Hispanics. Hispanics are incarcerated a lot in the prisons. They are in the jails right there with us. It's a bunch of Hispanics that are in prisons. They have some of the most notorious and violent gangs. They have one of the biggest cartels, Mexican Mafia. They got Pablo Escobar over on the Colombian side, who was one of the biggest drug dealers. Griselda Blanca, one of the biggest drug dealers. You got MS-13s running around. You got Latin Kings. Their street life is also brought into the media because you got movies like American Me, You got a lot of anytime you see a Hispanic portrayed on the media, most of the time it is some type of negative shooting and shit too, robbing and all that. Let's bring down the Asians. Asians wasn't in the U.S. doing nothing. Asians was building railroads and had to walk up under the ground. Let's talk about the Hispanics. They want to build a wall and get their asses up out of there. So why is it that we are focusing on that portion and not on a portion of how to overcome that? Because everybody's got these notations. Like I said, we can go down let's go to the white people. Serial killers, shooting up schools, right? So is that not?
Yeah, because they want to portray us as bad. That's what I'm saying.
They're displayed too. We just watched the Jeffrey Dahmer series. Just saw Mendoza brothers
but
kill their own
if you
parents.
look at the underlying factor of it
see.
all, it made it seem as though it was justified. It was justified because why? The Mendoza brothers, they got ill-treated as kids or whatever. I'll put it nicely, ill-treated, right? So there was a justification for their action.
Right.
But when a black person is doing something that's outrageous, it's like, oh, well, that's just how they are, you know. There's no justification, you know, and that's what's portrayed again by the media.
How do we change that narrative?
So, I mean, we're doing we're doing the right thing by putting it out there, you know, the truth about things, which is capturing it on a cell phone, you know, showing the truth, right? And that's what a lot of people run away from. Especially people that mean harm. They don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah, but and also the thing about it is, like what I said, we're gonna always, I mean, not always, because I ain't gonna be negative about it, but for the most part, we're put down. We're always put down. Like I said, you have the black females. If we get loud, we're looked at ignorant. We're ghetto. We're this. We're that. Oh, we're rude. We're mean. But then a Latino, oh, she's spicy. Oh my God, she's so sexy. Oh my God, I like the way she talks to me, like when she mad. Like it doesn't make sense. We always gonna be put like down on a lower. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is gonna be put down on a lower level. When other cultures get dressed up with they bar mitzvahs, with they whatever those Mexicans have or whatever, if they get dressed up, dripped out, oh they just this, they looking good, yeah. But with us, we gonna be put down
whatever
as,
those
you know what I'm
Mexicans
saying?
have.
Whatever it's called, I don't mean it like that, but you know what I mean. Like whatever, I forget what it's called, but they have something that goes on where they dress up.
When they get young, the young,
They dress up, they look good, oh, they just this, they just that, oh, they that. But when we do it, oh, you know, it has to be a whole nother narrative. So I just feel like we just always put like that. Hell,
I think we have to, as a people, stop letting them use and abuse us with that. I think that problem that y'all are talking about, that we're saying, comes from the fact that if you get black Americans that won't play these roles on the TV, right? Get your own company.
right?
If you get your music and stop going to these guys, look at Master P. He showed you that you could do everything on your own, and you could control the narrative of the music you put out and what you do, and not have to impress nobody else that's from another culture that want to just exploit yours. I feel like if we're in the neighborhoods, see, this is where us as a people, we get caught up on this narrative, but we don't never do shit for ourselves the way we can, that we control. Because everybody's got a narrative out there. The Hispanics got a narrative, Asians got a narrative, but them dudes, those people, they know how to then come together and switch it as far as like this. Hey, I'm not going to play that role. I'm not going to play this role of this. Or look at Tyler Perry. You got Tyler Perry. Why is he not putting out movies about, you know, positive black imagery? He's doing the same shit. He putting out black men beating their women up. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So
or being gay.
Or being gay. It's a fact that we have to take advantage of our own in order to switch it, because we control everything. If we pull out, the NBA, guess what happens? There's no more ball players. But see, we're too focused on the money aspect of it. If you look at the drugs,
that's all it is, right?
I'm trying to get the bread. And fuck everybody else, let's get the money. Because drugs took over the neighborhoods. Why? Because these drug dealers, they wanted to sell it to their own community. Whereas you had Italians, you had Asians, you had these different nationalities. I'm not selling that shit in my neighborhood. I'm gonna go sell it over here. And if you get caught selling it in your own neighborhood, there's repercussions for this shit. You know what I mean? So we gotta stand up on the fact that we have screwed each other over and created a culture within the culture.
Yeah, within the culture. Because 9 out of 10 is going to be, and I don't even mean to say, like I said, racist. but 9 out of 10, it is going to be a black person that's going to talk about the other black person. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's not
but
going to be
Racism
another
going
you
on.
race.
gotta
Like,
We
it's
got
going
understand
to
self
be our
racism.
people. Yeah.
We
you
got
gotta
self racism
understand
right now.
Yeah.
that
We got self
if
racism
you
right now. You
hey
can't
We
go
do.
to a certain neighborhood. You can't go to a certain neighborhood. You can't go to a certain neighborhood. Why?
Hmm.
Because some other
yeah
black person told you you can't go. These motherfuckers talk about checking in. I don't check into shit but a hotel, nigga. I'm not
but
checking into shit.
hey,
I'm not checking.
you gotta
I'm checking
understand
to a
that
hotel. I
that
ain't
Jim
checking in
Crow
with
shit,
nobody.
right? That's been passed down. Tell on your husband,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
How the hell?
Yeah,
That Uncle Tom, you mean
because
Uncle
Why?
that's
Tom?
what
Why? Why is Jim Crow
because the
passed down to
conditioning.
black people?
If somebody take away all your resources and say, "Hey, I'm not gonna give you this until you do that," you're like, "Oh, okay, I don't want to starve.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to starve. So guess what? I guess I'll do that." Right? And this is the conditioning that's been happening for
But who's making them
centuries.
do that?
For centuries. So it's now in your DNA, right? You don't know that it's there, but it's there. It's a natural reaction. So you got to untrain your mind, untrain that, and get away from that.
Yeah. I'm trying to, and that's when you're gonna get the young end, as you call them, as they call them, the young ends. Then maybe they'll
Yeah.
start being more like, you know what I'm saying, more different. Hell,
I think
once
the
they
young
start seeing
ends.
that.
I think these young ends just there's no. I think yeah. Obviously, you have to have the guidance, right? But what I think
Hmm.
about that portion is you have to be a successful person to try and
But they don't
help
want to
another
risk
person become successful.
it. They don't want to
We
risk
fall
it.
Yeah.
into we, yeah, we fall into this. Yeah, and that's the sad part. Like when you make it, you're supposed to talk to the next young male or young female and
How to get
explain to
up,
them
yeah.
how to get to where you are. And when they see that you've done it this way, now they will try it. But guess what?
Hmm.
You have to be able to give them the opportunity. That's the thing
Hmm.
that's missing between the drug dealer, the gangster, and the 9 to 5 guy and the manager. He's not going the gangster, the street dude. He's gonna be able to give the job to that kid out there on the street, right? He's gonna say, "Yo, take this work, and this is how you're gonna get this bread up." Whereas the 9 to 5 guy is riding past the neighborhood, or he gonna be out there talking all that shit, but he ain't got no job to give the kid, right? So that's
Yeah.
the problem. Then you got the people that are in. Again, let's go back to the community. You got your little boosies. You got your all these other black males who get into a good position, but then they're hiring young crash outs, young crash dummies, young
Hmm.
black kids to go commit murders for them, and then take all the fucking time for them. Like this is the shit that's happening within the community that has nothing to do with these other motherfuckers. We got to start working on us. Fuck the rest
Yeah.
of everybody else. They ain't doing. Listen, your chances of getting killed by this racist ass cop or this racist ass person out there is way slimmer than getting killed by another black person. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You're not gonna run in. You're not gonna run into some Klanman or a Nazi dude out there and get your ass whacked. You're gonna run into some dude in a club who is feeling himself and jealous of you having the ladies and the drinks and the bottles, and he gonna kill you. That's the person who's gonna kill you. You're gonna go back to your city where you're from, where you've been growing up all your years, and you're gonna get killed by another black motherfucker. You're not gonna get killed by some racist ass dude. You're not about to get killed by some, your chances is slim. It's more slim to get killed like that.
And see, that's the one thing when you talk about when you mention conditioning. You know what I'm saying? The one thing, the one component that's essential to our conditioning is the self-hate.
Right.
Saying like the things that again, the things that represent us, things that we are used to seeing that represents us. It also results in us hating each other. You feel me? Because basically our culture is the street culture. That's basically what represents us. You feel what I'm saying? And and that culture itself is full of war. You know, it's all about the ops. Everybody's an op. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is an op in the street culture. You know, and so
Why is that, DB? Why is other nationalities not the op towards black Americans? Why are these young dudes not looking for Zimmerman? Why are these young cats not taking repercussion on police officers?
Because we automatically bump to the
because
top. That's
because
automatic.
again our because again, but I mean, just look at it. If you look at like the loop of this shit, it's a loop. You know, if our culture is the street culture, right, which
Yeah.
is a whole bunch of gang shit, basically, right? That literally everybody involved in that culture is a op. You feel what I'm saying? So
But
it never so it
DB,
never ends. So we not paying attention. We not paying attention to anything else.
What did gangs get started? Because you know, I'm gonna talk about former gang shit. You know, we weren't brought up like that. The old gangsters wasn't brought up like that. What was the gangsters supposed to be doing in the neighborhood? They were protecting the neighborhood. So if we really go to our culture, you're talking Panthers. You're talking people who protected the community. Black Peace Stones protected the community. The Gangster Disciples protected the community at first. They didn't get perversed until they started bringing in the drugs and narcotics in the game, right? But GDs, Black Peace Stones, Vice Lords, even Latin Kings, these organizations were to protect themselves either in jail when they got in jail and was did wrong, or out in the community. So if we're going on our history was never this. This new shit is new ideology that it's every man for himself. It's
Right.
every man for himself.
Yeah, but
Fuck
you gotta
the laws,
understand
fuck
that
whatever,
Jim
everything is
Crow
all
letter,
for his-
it describes that in detail. This is what you do, right? And this is conditioning that's been programmed way back then, right after slavery. The Jim Crow is like, okay, we can't fuck you up one way physically, we're gonna fuck with your head, right? The women automatically think, hey, don't have confidence in your man, right? That's if you read the Jim Crow letter, it tells you that specifically. If somebody's doing something wrong, tell on them.
Yeah.
Tell the masses so you don't get punished too. And that's how they conditioned us. And that conditioning is now wrapped in your DNA, and you're like, man, why do I do that? Why do I get mad when somebody else got something that I don't have? Right?
Because it's in you. Here's what I think. I don't think it's coming from that. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the people in the Bible were black?
I'm 100% about that.
Okay. What was the first
Cain and
murder
Abel.
that happened in the Bible? Cain and Abel. So what happened? Cain killed his brother Abel out of jealousy. What the fuck happens with black people? Why do black people tend to have a problem with each other? Due to jealousy. If you're in the club and you're popping bottles and I'm not,
But
I
this
have
is
to
the
kill
thing,
you.
though.
Cain didn't get
Or even if they about to make it out, hell. Even when the people about to make it out of the hood and stuff
even
like
if they make
that,
it out
then
of the
they
hood.
try to,
I'm
yeah,
jealous.
they try to kill 'em.
But guess what?
Yeah.
When you're helping me, even when you're putting me on, once you supersede
got
me,
you.
I'm
I
jealous
got
of you.
you.
This is shit. Listen,
You gotta
let me ask you this
recondition
question.
your mind.
Done. Before slavery,
Yeah, I got you.
before
I got you.
slavery
I got
started,
you. I
who
got
sold
you.
them to the first people?
I got you.
We do this, bro. Like, I'm not saying that you're not right about the conditioning, but listen, it's in here for blacks because it is just something that's in you.
That's
where
your natural,
you come out
man.
and
That's
you
your
feel like
natural
you gotta be
DNA.
the
That's
top.
natural. So you got to train yourself. Be like, okay, let me get on the spiritual
Yes.
or get one up, from the natural. Right? Either way, you got to break yourself.
Yes.
And that's what people
Gotta
don't want to
break
do.
the hurt.
I don't want to break myself. I don't
Break
want
that
to
hurt.
change myself because I want my own autonomy. I want to be able to do what I want to do,
Yes.
when I want to do it. And that's why a lot of us can't go ahead
Yes.
and finish school or whatever because somebody's not telling me what to do, right?
Yes.
So everybody want to be in control of themselves.
Yes.
I want to do what I want to
It's
do.
a-
And until you stop that and break that
Yes.
cycle in your mind, you'll never progress. Because why?
Yes.
You're gonna have to subject to
Yes.
somebody else, and that's the problem.
yeah.
Generational curses. Your parents whooped your ass damn near to death. Their parents whooped their They didn't. The black community. What do we want to do? We want to push the kid out of the fucking house. You're not abiding by my rules. Get out.
They
But yet,
stay
guess what?
until,
Other nationalities, they
Pass
have
it
a
on.
house for them. Stay in that
Pass
house
it
until you're
on.
30,
That's what
40
they
years
do.
old. You're talking about Hispanics. You go into
Yeah.
those quick. Pass it on. So until we get right, buy a fucking house, pass the house on down instead of telling them to get out. And guess what? Once they get out and
Right.
become something, oh, come back and support me. Come back and support You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the mentality that we as a
And come back and support me for being the freaking parent that I gave birth to.
breeding.
I get
It's
it,
like,
man.
why would I have to do it? And I'm the, you know what I'm saying? I'm the kid.
You see what I'm saying? The fathers, they want to get up out the house. Look at the basketball player. He just paid the child support, saying he don't want nothing to do with the kid. This is not conditioning because of nobody else. This is us. We got to come out of this vulture state towards our own. This is your own. It's your kid. What do you mean you don't want to be no part of the kid because you got to pay child support? You should have put a condom on.
Yeah, and then blaming her for not getting an abortion. What if we don't believe in abortions? Like, what the hell?
You should have put the condom on. You know
Put a
these.
condom on or don't have sex with them. With her,
Hello?
I mean. Yeah.
What do y'all think about the women? What do y'all think about the women rappers? Are the women rappers sabotaging the women of these days? Are they doing something wrong? Because I hear the males coming out, a lot of males saying, hey, these women are, degrading themselves and blah, blah, blah. You know my opinion. I love what these women are doing. Listen, they've been exploited and degraded for how many years?
Take charge.
All the time.
All this stuff.
Even still.
All the black men have been talking about chicks. Look, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. This is shit coming from black men. So what do you mean that now that they are degrading?
Yeah, but I still don't agree with it though. Even though I know that like the young people's not supposed to be listening to it, but technically, they do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's obvious. It's on the radio. It's on YouTube. It's on everywhere. So they're gonna hear it some way. You know what I mean? Because that's what's trending. But I don't agree, and I really believe that it goes all back to the Illuminati, and it goes back to all of the hidden agendas of like the, you know what I'm saying, people who put that out, because it's supposed to be like basically showing like, no, you guys are not supposed to be nothing but hoes. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to have nothing but 10 baby dads. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, and that means that it's good and all this other crap. So they putting out like a whole bunch of like stuff that's not supposed to be. We need to go back to the Erica Badu's and like the Lauren Hills and stuff like that. Who was speaking of, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta understand this. Because of social media, everybody is programmed to that 5-second rule. If you ain't grasp me in 5 seconds, it's a wrap.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Yeah. So for them to sit there and actually process something, it's like, oh my God, what's happening to my brain? Right?
Yeah.
I'm processing stuff. What's going on? I want my own autonomy back. Give me that flash.
Right.
Flash of information.
Right.
Bow. Bow. And that's it. Be gone. Mm-hmm. Get out of my face. Right.
And with what community? True. And with what community? You're talking about these ladies we keep talking about this agenda that be's pushed. It cannot be pushed unless you allow it to be pushed. Right. These girls are signing up to do it. They're doing it.
I know, because they want money. Hell, they want money and they want popularity, and they're going to get it by any means. That still don't mean that it's right. Yeah, but that still don't mean that it's right, though.
You can't push that narrative to Italians. You're not going to have an Italian girl. You're not going to have an Italian rapper come out. You can't push that to these white girls to come out and do that. You can't push that out to these Hispanic girls to keep coming out and doing that. You're not going to have artists come out and down themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to pull back and try to get the money another way. Listen, business is business.
Hey.
It's all about green.
It's some nasty ass white girls out there now. Don't never put that.
No, I'm saying as an artist.
And you know where we grew. Hey, you know where we grew up at, fully. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what you talking about, Will?
Listen.
Stop playing, fully. They the originals, fool.
I'm saying, who comes out though and talks about that? Is there a white rapper that you know of, a white female rapper that is on the level of Sexy Red, that is talking about doing what she does?
Yeah, like that's like Madonna used to come out like that.
No. I'm talking about like with Sexy Red. I'm talking about with a song called "I'm Looking for the Hoes." I'm talking about my Beat Pound Town. I'm talking about that. What song from a white female rapper has came out and that is her catalog?
That is.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about the agenda. Listen, when Columbus came, when these Europeans came to the U.S., you have to remember, they didn't go first for the Africans. They tried to make them Native Americans fucking slaves. but they just couldn't. They weren't strong enough to take the. You know what I'm saying? They were dying the fuck off. So it's a business, man. It's whoever will take the bait. If I shoot the bait to you, let me fish. If you take, oh, I got me one. She finna exploit her race and she don't care because she finna get a bag. It goes back to then. Then, like you said, Don hit it on the nail. Your mind doesn't want to listen to good shit because guess what? How many times was Public Enemy? How many times was Queen Latifah telling you, U-N-I-T-Y? How many times were they? If Queen Latifah dropped Unity right to this day, do you think anybody will listen to that shit? Hell
They
no.
gotta process that shit.
It's too slow. It's too positive. It's too positive. It's too positive. When people do positive shit, look at Kendrick Lamar, which brings me to the next subject. Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion, he took away from the greatness that he had up there, which was an explanation of the Black American, trials and tribulations in the U.S. He had it set up, but it was overshadowed because motherfuckers keep talking about Drake.
Wow.
Why you keep talking about this Drake? You drowned out
because he knew that he was falling off. So he knew that he was falling off, and it took that for him to get back popular.
Oh, shit.
Or you know what I'm saying, to get some type of radio play.
Yeah. Like you're continuing your highlight of the show. Your very last song was a diss track against another black dude. Because let's be honest, Drake is mixed. It doesn't matter how corny he is. That's another thing we gotta get out. We gotta get out of this as a culture. When you're black, you gotta embrace it. Nerd, non-nerdy, swaggy, non-swaggy. You gotta embrace all different avenues of blackness.
Drake is black.
The guy, Drake has chosen the black side because if he didn't, he would have been trying to do country music or he would have been trying to do white people shit. He chose to try to do the black people shit. So it doesn't matter how corny he is. His dad is from fucking Memphis. He's a black dude.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Memphis. It don't get blacker than Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So, what are y'all's opinion on this, on the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake thing? Do you think that he's using Drake to keep the clout, or do you think that was just something he did to rebel against him, saying, "Don't do the song"? So now, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Well,
what do y'all think on
me,
that?
Yeah, for clout.
He was doing it for clout.
Because like Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar,
it's the clout.
like you gotta understand, Drake kind of took over the charts more than the Beatles, right? So how else can you get in that limelight unless you say, okay, I'm gonna chop him down, right?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the quality of music and the amount of albums, everything by far, number wise, right? The statistics, he doesn't really compare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, and rapping
Just
wise,
compare.
man. Like he not like Kendrick.
Yeah,
Kendrick
he's a
is
good
cold.
artist.
Don't get me
but
wrong, he
in
cold.
comparison, number for
You know what I'm
number,
saying? But like
it doesn't add up.
Drake, man, he's
But
just
you failed to mention,
Come on, man.
failed to mention my boy, when they were fighting for the Super Bowl. Oh my God, Lil Wayne. You failed to mention my boy Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is nice. You understand, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
better than Drake.
Yeah.
When he is on the track, even as a supporting artist, he
Don't
is
say
bad.
that.
He kills it.
Don't say that, Don. Don't say what
No,
don't
that's
say
it,
what I
that's
think
it.
you can say. Hold your voice.
So Lil Wayne have had the Super Bowl instead of Kendrick Lamar, and why?
Yes, because
I'm
he
gonna
was
say Lil
from
Wayne.
New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lil
Yeah,
Wayne
he
is
was from New Orleans, and he gave us a lot of hits. I mean, Kendrick Lamar is good as well, but
Yeah.
He
Lil
deserves
Wayne,
it.
He's very, like, his lyrics and stuff like
But
that.
at the
he
same
deserves
time,
it,
they're looking
Yeah.
at
you know. And
sales.
it's like,
They're looking at
especially his
sales,
hometown. Come on.
spotlight. Who's
Yeah.
in the spotlight now?
Yeah.
That's all they
In
go
the
by.
spotlight
right now.
Like you said, money's the root of all evil, right? So these fuckers, they're just looking at who's selling the most. They don't give a fuck about who was born there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like being in the States. They don't give a fuck about the Native American. They were born here, right? But
Yeah.
who's got the most ducats?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's all that matters. Who's holding the
And
bag?
like you said, who's relevant right now?
Who's holding
who's
the
popping
bag? That's
right
all
now.
they care about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got Lil Wayne on stage going to sleep, all this other stuff. So
I think also I'll say this in good grace of Kendrick Lamar, My only thing that I think he should harbor on when in battle with not only just Drake, but with the industry of rap in general is when you're talking hip hop culture. If you're talking culture, and I disagree when he says that Drake's a culture vulture because Drake is black. Drake is black, so he can get with anybody around the. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to network around. But who is a culture vulture? Who he doesn't talk about, and this is what I mean about hypocrisy. You're not talking about Eminem. You're not talking about Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
You're not never dissing white people. See, this is my problem with us.
Eminem pays a lot of homage, though. Eminem pays a lot of homage.
Drake paid a lot of homage. Drake took him on tour. Drake took Kendrick Lamar on his first tour.
Facts.
Drake paid homage to fucking Kendrick Lamar more than anybody else, and Kendrick was jealous the whole time.
It's back to that first segment that we started with, where we're like, why is old boy attacking LeBron, right? Same thing. He's in the media. He's top notch. We gonna attack that big guy because guess what? They're gonna be like, who's that little guy trying to attack this giant, right? Same thing. Same thing.
There you go. There you go. Same thing. And not only that, if you're really, again, hypocrisy, if Kendrick, like what Kendrick Lamar is saying about the culture, I love Kendrick Lamar doing the Super Bowl for the culture.
Yeah, I appreciate
because the songs he has, the way he raps, he's an old school, like, he's like Public Enemy and those De La Soul, those positive rappers.
Africa Boom
Conscious rap. Conscious rap.
Conscious rap.
Yeah.
Right. Conscious rappers. But if we're talking about Lil Wayne is the opposite of the culture. And here's what we have to deal with. Lil Wayne did what? He sabotaged the culture. He told you to drink lean. He turned kids into addicts. Kids wasn't talking about drinking nothing. Nobody was talking about drinking and smoking and getting so coked out of your mind that you don't even remember what happened. This is
yeah. But you gotta understand,
this is what
most of their lyrics came from what they lived. So they're like a whole group. What they live, right? The Cash Money crew.
Yeah.
Cash Money boys. Or whatever.
But repetitive. But repetitive. Because remember, when Lil Wayne came out, he was spitting nice hot bars. He wasn't dwelling on drugs. When he got to that superseding time, and like you said, he really was doing drugs. But let's talk about Future. Let's talk about a guy who does no drugs. But he pushes that to the youth.
I thought he does do. I thought they said that he did do drugs.
Future has came out and said he does no drugs. Future has came out and said he does none of that shit. He does not do lean. He does not.
Are
do
you
anything.
kidding me?
But he might just be capping or trolling, saying that shit though.
Because there was a female who came out and said that he was so damn doped up just the other day. She came out saying that he was so damn high. Future was so high that he couldn't even like really function.
But you're peddling. You know what changed with this music? This era. The other era was about selling drugs, right? It was about dealing drugs, like dealing it to other people. This era is about using drugs. It's like I'm gonna sabotage myself.
Yeah, and it's not only now with that. It's not only like black people who's doing that either, because you got like what you just said, Jack or whatever the hell his name is, and
Jack
then
Harlow?
it's other and then it's other like it's Mac Miller, all those other white
little something, little pills or something. He
right, exactly. All of them. Hell, that if you look at it, all the white rappers who came out like Post Malone, he always speaking on depression and how he does, you know what I'm saying, this to make him go through depression. So they also be doing, you know what I'm saying, but once again, it don't be put as bad and put up there when they do it. Like I said, it's like a glory, like, oh, we relate to him, or you know what I'm saying.
Because they're still looking for that.
And that.
They're still looking for that great white hope. In everything, they're looking for the great white hope still. In basketball, they're looking for the great white hope. They want Jokic. They want Luka. Look at this Luka thing. How many times have they been trading basketball stars? They've been trading niggas from like you talk about slavery days. They've been trading them niggas to the next slave owner for decades.
Yeah.
Till LeBron came out and said, fuck that, I'm going where I want to go. I want to go to Miami and team up with the homies. And they try to make this man look like he was the biggest villain of all time. And then guess what they do? They ship off DeMar DeRozan, and ship him away from Toronto Raptors that he's been the face of for years. They send him over there to fucking to the San Antonio Spurs, and then they win a championship without him. Then they get rid of him over there. So now you're telling me you're supposed to be loyal to this organization, but they don't have no loyalty. So nobody cares about the pain of those guys. But guess what? Oh, Luka gets traded. Now look, they traded AD, who was comfortable in LA, who was friends with LeBron James, who is equally as hurt. But now, oh my God, the people are so mean, they're so messed up because they sent Luka ass over there to the Lakers out of nowhere. Bro, they've been doing this to the brothers for decades. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Now they send Luka over there, and I see all these fans talking about, oh, it wasn't your fault, and blah, blah, blah. Why you always say that shit about all these other dudes that's been getting shipped out? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. But what was our last? We had another thing we were supposed to touch on. We already touched on. Oh yeah, on the Trump thing. Right. Latinos for Trump. Latinos for Trump.
Oh my God. This shit's
What happened,
hilarious.
man? What happened? This is another case. This is another case of Latinos thinking they not with the minority. They don't think they minorities. They think that they think that they white. But now, what happened? Now your people getting shipped off, and now you're talking about, oh damn, we wish the black people would stick with us. No, y'all on your own.
Hey,
Y'all on your own.
Yeah.
We didn't help y'all
Like
last
we do our
time.
own.
We didn't told y'all.
but they
We
saw
didn't
it.
told y'all
They
last
saw
already.
it on this last
Did y'all see
administration.
that?
That's what he was pushing. Border.
This is
Right? But they come back again like,
hello?
maybe he might be a nice guy. He might be a nice guy. Okay.
Did y'all see the Hispanic lady that spit on the black lady on that was trying to sit with her? That she was sitting down at the graduation, and she got spit on. Then the cop came and was talking all nice to the Hispanic lady. That's assault. When you spit on somebody, that's an assault.
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy.
So these
Where
rules.
did that happen at?
This just happened a few days ago. They're posting it all over social media. This black lady came to sit down at her kid's graduation, sat next to a Hispanic couple, and the lady told her, "I'll kill you," cursed her out, spit on her. You know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, where did that happen at? Like, where did it happen at?
Oh, I'm not sure. I can't. I would have to look it up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Bro, they
But
hate they hate us so much, bro, and we hate each other even worse. It is crazy.
Again, who's pushing the
nuts.
narrative for the media? That's
about
what it
50
is.
what-
I promise you, bro. I promise you.
There you go.
Somebody's pushing that narrative.
Yeah. What about 50 Cent and Big Meech? What do y'all feel about that? Is 50 Cent in the right for going after Lil Meech and embarrassing Big Meech with snitching allegations? Is the snitching thing even really a deal? Because in my opinion, when you go on these talk shows, when you go on podcasts, and you talk stories about other people,
is the
you're
price of
snitching.
eggs what we're going through now?
It's the same.
No. Right?
Right?
It never mattered.
Like, you're
It never
snitching.
mattered.
Like, my thing is,
Right.
50 Cent already knew that Big Meech was a snitch, according to Tammy Collins, who he's talking about, because he's been working with Tammy Collins forever, way before that. This is another case of a black man always trying to take down other black dudes. Like, this man, Big Meech, just got out of the jail. Even if he snitched and he did that, that's street shit. Let him and the street dude that
Crabs
he
in a
snitched
barrel.
on do it.
Deal with
Crabs in
that.
a barrel.
Let them deal with it. Yeah, but he's like a girl to me. 50 Cent like a girl to me. Everybody respects
I was gonna
him.
say he's a straight up bully.
Yeah.
He's a straight up bully, and he's been doing this for forever. He's still stuck on Ja Rule.
Still
He's talking
stuck.
about Ja Rule's not selling out, trying to embarrass him, and all this other stuff.
But
He
he never
don't like
goes
his
to any white
son,
guy.
who look just like him.
Never goes at any white guys. He's
Right?
never- no beef with a single white dude in his whole fucking career.
No.
He got put off of the label of Jimmy Iovine and them. Why you not talking about Jimmy Iovine? Why you not talking
Right.
about, you know, but you talking about Ja Rule, you're talking about Big Meech, you know,
Yeah.
you want to sabotage Big Meech. Now, I get it, the loyalty shit, but listen, everybody can't be loyal to you, dude, because you're not their fucking homie. Everybody's not Tony Yayo. Like,
Right.
you don't have to not work with Rick Ross because you're not cool with Rick Ross. Nigga, I don't know you. I've been in jail for 30 years. I don't know you. You've been making money off of my name. Like, anybody could have put a BMF movie together and that shit would have sold. Anybody could have.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's the story's about Big Meech, not 50 fucking Cent. So like, why
Yeah.
are you sabotaging this man because you saw him take a picture with Rick Ross and he's trying to get money over there? The dude just got out of the joint. Let him get fucking paid.
Yeah. I'm sure he's not even thinking about that. He probably thinking about getting his damn money up
Yeah.
with whoever.
You didn't help him build his empire, nigga. His
Right.
name, you didn't help him build his name. You ain't help him build that shit. And
Yeah.
you trying to make money off his story, and then getting mad that he getting money somewhere else. Like, nigga, he is the money, nigga.
Yeah.
Talk about he is the money. Don't get mad that niggas is
Yeah.
current.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that people owe 50 Cent loyalty because he helped his son while he was while Meech was incarcerated? Do y'all think that these people were supposed to get out of jail and show 50 Cent divine loyalty, side by side, soldier, reporting to duty? You know what I'm saying? Do they owe this to fucking 50 Cent? Like,
That's hilarious because I didn't even know that that's why he was beefing with him. I thought it was like, you know what I'm saying? But if
he's
that's
mad over a photo.
no.
of him taking a photo and him doing a concert with his enemy. Bro, here's the thing. 50 Cent has a billion enemies.
Right.
There's nobody that he doesn't have that he's friends with. Everybody's an enemy. So if I do business
Yeah,
with
he's
you,
tripping.
I can't go nowhere. I can't take a picture with the fucking Walmart guy because you probably got beef with him.
He didn't say he
Exactly.
was
You know
petty.
what I'm saying?
No, I don't
He
think he
himself said
said.
it.
I
He
had no
himself
idea
said it.
that's why he was mad.
He said he was petty.
Yeah,
He said it.
he is very petty.
I think he's a federal informant. I think it's even a step longer than that. I think he's fucking like 6'9". I think he's a federal informant. He's sent out to people on like gangsters. Like, let's not bullshit here. Ja Rule and Murder Inc. and them boys was on trial. Murder Inc. went on trial with a RICO. So that means you're trying to bait these dudes to fuck up so that they can whack your ass and go to jail for life. You get it into it with Big Meech, who is a known fucking boss, right? Who's a known
Yeah.
boss. You're beefing with this dude so that he can do something to your ass or send somebody on your ass that'll probably do it for free. And then now you get Big Meech put back in jail again. Like, he's like a federal informant to me. It's giving
Yeah, might be hell. You never know.
It's giving federal informant vibes. Like, he's like 6'9". They're always picking beefs with people that's known street dudes that will whack them, but they already publicize it so that they don't get touched. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you exposing text messages? That shit's like everybody, the society, this day society is so fucking weird to me. Like, people are praising this guy. Yeah, 50 is, he's a good dude.
Yeah, they trying to get that deal.
These niggas.
That's what it is. Hey,
Right.
going in line with 50, man, to get that deal.
He's pimping these dudes.
That's all.
He's pimping them. He's pimping them. Like, he's making the money, and then when he gets mad, oh, you didn't report to duty and salute me. Now I'm gonna go in here and fucking social media bully you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
And he got to bring everything to the social media too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
And then check it out. 50 Cent. Let's really talk about it. 50 Cent was shot 9 times. He didn't shoot somebody 9 times. 50 Cent was shot 9
Hey, go wear them
times.
Paco jeans,
One that
man.
was
Go wear
in
them
his fucking
Paco
mouth.
jeans, bro.
Hey,
With the beater, with the white beater on.
He was shot 9 times. Why is he somebody that everybody is looking up to? Like, Jay-Z said it before. Jay-Z said it before. Y'all respect the nigga that got shot. I respect the shooter. Like, why is people big up in a nigga who got
but you
shot
gotta
9
be careful,
times?
bro. Like,
And then he makes
And
the
that
song.
shows you
Can't
right
push
there
that.
that he had hella
he
enemies.
can't push
man.
that. He can't push that.
Yo, y'all, chill, man.
Can't
Yo,
push that one. I get it.
Hey,
I get
50,
it.
yo,
I get it. I get
Shot
it.
9 times.
don't disrespect 50.
No. 50 Cent he walks in all these neighborhoods by himself, so they say. If you're walking in these neighborhoods by yourself, it's like you got a wire on or something. You got the FBI on. Come on, let's be honest. Why is he walking in neighborhoods alone that he got a beef with? No, that's because you got Secret Services tagging your ass. He's a federal informant.
Yo.
What about Charleston White? Charleston White, another federal informant. Charleston White. He's talking.
But I'm sorry, but I like my guy Charleston White. I'm not gonna lie.
Why do you?
Half
do
of
you
the
like
stuff.
Charleston White? What do
Because
you like
half the stuff he be saying
He
is
said,
true.
what do you like about it?
Right. No, half the stuff that he be saying
Like
is
about-
true. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes maybe the way he presents it is wrong, I feel like. But
Like what?
a lot of the stuff.
Give me an example. Give me an example of
Like
something
the black
Charleston
culture,
White
like
has
what
said.
we were just talking about. Like the black culture, like how he be saying, he just said what we said as far as these young dudes running around, you know what I'm saying? And the big dudes, like, encouraging them, basically. You know what I'm saying? He just said that Lil Uzi is promoting that he shoots in this, or he got a Uzi or whatever, but he never shot a Uzi before. You know what I mean? And stuff like that, so on and so on.
But what does Charleston White walk around and do?
I don't see him doing that. Does he do that?
He provokes young niggas. He walks around with his hat bent all the way off, like he said gangster.
No, that's because he said that the only way that they would watch him is if he do that. He said if he step out with his like different type of gear on, he's
But
not
we're
going
watching
to
him
get
now.
seen.
We're watching him now. Straighten
So
your
that was
hat.
his point.
Straighten your hat, sir.
Yeah, that's true.
We're watching you now. Straighten your hat, sir.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hypocrisy. You're saying that young niggas is not getting the guidance from old niggas. You're an old nigga, sir.
Yeah.
So you gotta straighten your hat up. You gotta stop walking around with a gun on your fucking waist and talking like you about to shoot somebody. Actually, he disrespected Chicago's. He disrespected the what's his name? They got killed and his mom.
King Von?
No, from 63rd. Yeah, he disrespected King Von. Disrespected the Duck, FBG Duck.
Oh, yeah.
Talked about FBG Duck. Talked about his mom ain't shit. Blah blah blah. Wait a minute, sir. I thought you were about the culture.
Yeah, that's what I mean by sometimes he do talk like kind of like raunchy, like it's like, dang, okay, you
Just
saying
said
that way
little
wrong.
kid should have got shot. He just said that you know that
Right.
killing that just happened, that with the
Oh,
guy
yeah,
and
with
his
the
little
girl.
5-year-old.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
"Fuck the baby, fuck the baby, fuck him, fuck the rapper, fuck the baby should get killed. Fuck it."
Oh
Going
Lord.
crazy.
Yeah, now
He's
he's
a
going
federal
on for that.
informant. Why do you think he's doing all that? Charleston
Well, he
White
said
told
he
you,
snitches though.
if
He
you
said
walk
that
up
he
with-
snitches.
Yeah, but what excuse is that? You're snitching, but why are you targeting black people? I don't
Yeah.
see you targeting Zimmerman. Zimmerman's
Right.
Skittle package out where you could sign Skittles and shit for killing Trayvon Martin. Where the fuck is the comment?
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying about, it's even biblical. What are we talking about? False prophets, right? You're sitting up here saying all of this good shit, but yet you're in retroactive, you're a federal informant. You're trying to get somebody to harm you. Because if somebody come and fucking knock Charleston White's ass out, remember, Soulja Boy even walked up on him and he maced him. Got him with mace
Yeah.
and called the cops. Like, what
They
are you
just whooped
doing,
his
man?
ass on stage. That man got up there and whooped his ass on stage.
Whooped his ass on stage. And he's another one like 50 Cent. Walking, patrolling around in these neighborhoods and talking all this shit because he has secret services. He has the
Yeah.
federal bureau that's behind his fucking back. I think there's an agenda to like get these niggas caught up. So they're like telling them, hey, look, start beef with as many of these people as you can and get them caught up. The podcasters, think about it. The dude that killed Tupac, right? That admitted to being in the car that shot Tupac, Keefy D. Keefy D was getting all these fucking, and this dude's hilarious. If y'all haven't saw Keefy D on these, you gotta watch. This guy's hilarious. He's retelling the story about the killing of Tupac, and they ended up getting his ass, and now he's in jail again. So, like, they are setting people up. They put the podcasters there. Look at that one podcast in California. What's it called, man? No Jumper. No Jumper. You got all the West Coast California guys on there, you know, talking about all of this nonsense shit. Again, black versus black. And you got Adam sitting up there laughing and talking about the hypocrisy of the shit. He's talking about the hypocrisy of the shit. How can you say that you're in a, or, you know what I'm saying? How can you be in an organization that's giving you DPs and all this other bullshit for all this other shit, but y'all not running up on nobody that's really against the culture, bro? You got these Proud Boys out here. Why is there no hit on Proud Boys? Right? There's Ku Klux Klan that still put flyers on your windows and shit. Why they not coming at these guys? That's because it is this, they're just only worried about the internal. They're worried about each other. If you move up here, I gotta come bring you down. I don't even see nothing around you. I don't even see all of the shit that's happening outside. Only thing I'm concerned about is who's backing me up.
Yeah.
What can we do to make this better, guys? What can we do? What can we do to change this narrative? What can we do with the music? What can we do with the media? Because everybody hit on a solid point. Don hit it with this immediate thing that's being brought out, that's controlling it and making these people, you know, do this type of, push this narrative out. DB talked about how the cultures and how, you know, every culture got something that they pride themselves on that is contributing to their community in a positive way. K Boogie touched on both subjects, on the women rapping, on how, you know, they're ending up being in a position where they're influencing other women to do this type of stuff when they're rapping this type of negative stuff. We've all touched on what's happening, but what can we do to make the difference? What is something that they can do? Because we're 9 to 5 people. We're not yet, we haven't got there yet to have a big enough platform to really change it. We can change the people that's our viewers, the people that's in our community that watch us. We can set that example. But what can these other people that are actually having the platform and the money to do something, what should they do?
Yeah, start being more positive. But then if you be positive, you're gonna be boring. But
outreaches. I mean, we could actually reach out. You know, like a lot of times we're sitting there trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? Thinking out the box, but it's right there. You know, don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I was reaching out to this one cat yesterday. And I was like, hey, man, instead of buying all them little bags of soil from Home Depot, you go over to the freaking county dump and get that shit for free. And he was looking at me like I was crazy or something because I asked him if he had a pickup truck. So his next thing was, oh, why you want to know if I got a pickup truck? That's all he was concerned about, right? He was on guard, right? So I'm like, yo, like... I'm trying to help you, bro. Like, you get a whole fucking truckload of dirt instead of buying that shit $10 a bag, and you get the whole truckload for like $10. Like, come on, you know. So just let your guard down a little bit. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna rob you in the middle of Home Depot. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
And you know what, Don?
Yeah.
If a white guy would have came up and said the same exact thing, he'd have been ear to ear smiling and taking all that advice. This is what I mean about within our community. We have abused each other so much that we don't even trust each other to give knowledge. We think it's some game behind it.
Yeah.
That's that. That's not conditioning. That's just community-wise, like your own neighbor.
Don't be afraid to reach out.
Rob them.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to reach out.
Like I said, it's like I said, man, you know, I really, that's why I really feel like culture is important, you know what I'm saying? Because not only does it give you a sense of identity, you know what I'm saying, which is what we're missing as a community, you know what I'm saying, but it also gives you, with that identity, with that sense of identity comes a sense of respect for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, and that is a big reason why I feel like, you know, we treat each other like we do. You feel me? Because we lack that sense of identity as Black Americans. Because again, you know, other groups of Black people, you feel what I'm saying? You know, they have that sense of identity. You know, like we grew up in Evanston, bro. You feel what I'm saying? With the very strong Caribbean culture. You feel me? And though they were, you know, though they were like us, you know what I'm saying? They had their sense of identity, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And you could definitely tell the difference. Though we were similar, we could definitely tell the difference. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to Black Americans, man, we do not have that sense of identity with each other and that respect. You feel what I'm saying? Therefore, it's like, how can you really respect yourself? You know what I'm saying? How can you really identify with yourself? You know, I feel like a lot of us find ourselves trying to identify with everything else but ourselves. Feel what I'm saying? Trying to find ourselves in other
Yeah,
cultures and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, and then we don't even see that we trying to find ourselves
but
everywhere
within
else,
ourselves.
and
Yeah.
everywhere else looking at us. You feel me? Everywhere else trying to be us.
That's deep.
You
That's
feel what
deep,
I'm
DB.
saying? And we don't
Yeah,
even see it's crazy. And
that's
so,
deep.
but at the end of the day, when you ask, what can we do? I just think it starts at the basics, which is, the basics of life itself, as we know it, as far as we can understand it, is man and woman. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I just think we need to start there, man. You feel me?
yeah,
Just fix our relationships. The way we treat our women, and then and the way the women treat the men. Like, we need to really fix that, because that's where life starts. Feel
I
me?
like that, DB. Hell yeah. Yeah, on my end, man, I agree. Of course, I got a little slant on it as far as the identity. I feel like we have an identity and we know what it is. We're the swaggiest people on the fucking globe. We have the most rhythm. We have the most creativity. We know who we are, but I feel like we're embarrassed of who we are because of the others exploiting what you're good at and making it
Yeah.
seem like that's a bad thing. I think and that's why, like you said, you get some blacks that want to find themselves in other nationalities because they feel like they'll be accepted there better. We are the identity. When people ask me what's
Right.
my identity, we are the identity. You
Yeah.
look up
Yeah.
identity, it's us. Because I've been
Yep.
around the globe, and everywhere I go around the globe, I don't see a lot of people copying Mexicans. I don't see a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
copying Italians. I don't see a lot of people copying white Americans,
Yeah.
Europeans. I see them all copying black Americans. I don't see them
And all
copying
of them.
Africans. I don't see them copying Africans. I see them copying black
Yeah.
Americans. So the identity is us. But I feel like the problem with us is the only thing we got to do is start picking up the people who are not as fortunate in life to get, because we have so many obstacles, whether it's due to systematic racism, whether it's through the past criminal, backgrounds where we can't get on our feet the way we're supposed to, whether it's we don't have the education to get where we're supposed to be, whatever our obstacle is that's in the way, the only thing that we're failing at, in my opinion, is getting each other up, to the level that we all should be even. If you look at our history, there's always been, whenever anybody gets up on the top, even if it's political or non-political, when you're up at the top, somebody has to challenge you or somebody has to go against that narrative in our community. When we have Malcolm X, Martin Luther King came up. So now we're divided, right? When you have Jeff Ford, then now you got Larry Hoover. We're divided. You got the Bloods, then we had the Crips, or in reverse, Crips and then the Bloods. So it's always where we end up having to go against the narrative of us instead of being able to pull each other up, and it's due to the finance. The finance is the biggest thing. If you are a 9-to-5 person and you have access to getting somebody a job, you should be helping out your people in the community. When you see these young cats out in the street, you can't come up and talk to them and try to tell them about they should better themselves if you don't have something to give them. When you show up to them, yes, hey bro, hey, my man, come holler at me for a minute. And guess what? Don't be afraid to pull up. Don't be afraid you still have to have your accomplishments. Like, see, nobody's gonna listen to you pulling up in a Toyota Corolla, right? With no information. But when you pulling up in that Challenger, because like you said, media is showing you what you can get. Media is showing you what you can have. but you can only take this path to get it. The way you get all that out the way is show them the other path. But you actually have to be able to get them to that path. So like for me, for example, when I holler at people, when I see people, there's a lot of young brothers I done ran into that's veterans that was doing this down. You know, they was in the military, they got out the military. I'm not living in the States as much, so I'm not really running up on a lot of the young cats that's in the neighborhood. But when I come on leave, I see the cats in the neighborhood and I holler at them. But when I holler at them, I have something to give them. Here is a website that you need to come. Here is a contact that you can hit on, that you can be able to get to where I'm at. So now you got a path. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just telling you stop doing the gangbanging, stop doing the selling drugs and blah, 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 but no way out for them. You got to give them a way out. And that's what us people that's 9 to 5, us people that's entrepreneurs, especially the people that has made it. If you have made it where you got a production company, why not be going back to these neighborhoods and getting some of these youngsters and cast them in a role? 50 Cent has a beautiful way of putting people on, but he's putting people on that's already on. You know what I'm saying? You putting Lil Durk on now. What about the niggas in his hood? Right? What about the niggas in these other guys' hoods? Why are we not going to these guys who their only way out is to be a crash dummy for somebody who has made it? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing we got to change. We can only do so much being at a medium level, but as far as when you make it, when you're on top, when you got your production companies, go after people who don't have a job, man. That's how we clean up the community. We have to get the people who don't have the job, not the people that's on. Dirk is rich. You got Dirk doing power episodes. For what? For what? He's on already. You got fucking all these famous niggas already on there. For what? Go get the niggas out of their neighborhood and put them on, and then have like Lil Durk as the main guy, but have his homies in there. You know what I mean? Like, even if they ain't doing shit but standing around like they do on the block anyway. You know what I mean? Like, this is the narrative we gotta push. And I think if we do that, we gonna be straight. Identity-wise, we know who we are. If you don't know who you are, you've been living under a rock. Because when you turn on the TV and you see the fucking, or you go on TikTok, what challenges they doing? Yo shit. They doing yo shit.
No,
when you go on Instagram.
But that's not who we are, though. All that shit that we see on TikTok and all that televised shit that we see about us, that ain't who we are.
Why not?
Why
What's
not?
not about that? Yeah,
Because,
why not?
Look at who we are on TV and in music, and no, that shit is not cool, bro. That's when you get to talk about the sexy reds. That's who he is on TikTok, and that's who he is in entertainment in that world. We the sexy red. We the Megan Stallions. You feel what I'm saying? We the Futures. We the Offsets. You know what I'm saying? All these.
But that's kind of what runs the entertainment section, though. I mean, I get what you mean. We got to change the narrative of the entertainment, but entertainment is black.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That is who he is as a culture. We don't know us. We don't know ourselves outside of that.
Entertainment. Okay, I got you.
Don't know ourselves outside of that. That's what I'm saying. We don't have a culture.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you on that. Yeah, the culture is the entertainment. The entertainment and the drug dealing. That's what we've been reduced to. The pioneers that did all back in the day, all of the creators, all of the pioneers. We're only focusing on this path. But I mean, I kind of feel like nobody has nothing other than that. I mean, what the hell what Hispanics say that they got now? Landscaping. They've been doing that shit for years.
Okay,
like
and they eating off that shit. They feeding their family.
Not all of them.
All of them. Most of them.
Only the ones that's packed in the house that's living there illegally that they kicking out.
But what
think about it.
they
doing illegal jobs.
They doing it is what I'm saying, and they working together to do it, and they getting it done, bro. And they out here and they building on these. I'm out here in Harvey right now, nigga. They out here building on these neighborhoods that we take for granted, that we trash, that we just fight each other on. You feel what I'm saying? They taking these motherfuckers, moving us out here, you know, because we want the money and shit here. You know what I'm saying? They give us a little bit of money for the crib. They take that shit, flip it, turn it in. Man, stop it. And then you know what? They flipping it. They flipping it to families.
not feeling like we have the can do, you know? Like we want somebody else to help us out. Hey, help me do
Right.
this. Help me do that. You know, because
Yes. Yes.
you know, it's
Back
like
to us. Back
forget
to us.
the find for somebody to help you do it. Just do it. Just do it. Right?
Just do it. And help somebody else in your neighborhood do it. Like, we don't want to help each other. We don't want to, man. I'm telling
Just
you, bro.
do it.
Everything you're saying is on point. But
Because
it
look,
starts with
now,
us. We just want to do it.
now look at now. Okay, to your point, right? We don't want to help each other, right? We always. This is. I feel like this is my theory with the crab in the barrel mentality, right? Now,
Yeah.
now, again, we don't have a culture outside of entertainment. You feel what I'm saying? So the rapper, man, you feel me? That's our role model. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we always see the rapper, man, by himself on the videos and shit like that. We don't, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's what we aspire to be. We feel like we got to do it by ourselves. We got to come up by ourselves. We don't see the rapper man support behind him. We don't see his supporting cast behind him.
Right.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And we just said that.
But this is what I was going to say too, though.
Mhm.
We are also good with our hands because we're known for being braiders, beauticians, barbers. We're good with engineering. You know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
are good with our hands, but that just needs to be more embraced more than the other stuff. But
Yeah.
if that could be shown, because we're even back in slavery, and I don't know if you guys watched that. I think it was called Them or something like that, or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it was on Prime. But
Us.
that black man came in, that motherfucker. That black man came in there. The motherfuckers didn't even know how to get the water out. He came within
Right.
one day and got that motherfucking whale that they thought he was the devil and
Yeah,
thought he
and
was
then they
evil.
killed him.
Cause
Yeah.
and then killed him. So we
Yeah.
are good, even back in slavery. They had us picking the fucking cotton, us doing, you know what I'm saying? With
Yeah.
our hands and cooking and stuff like that, being the nanny, cooking
Yeah.
and all that. So we do have all those talents as well.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
Tons-
black men that
tons of
is
talent.
plumbers, Aaron the plumber. They're certified. They're certified plumbers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pokemon
yeah.
with all the fades.
yeah,
Hey, shout out to Aaron the plumber, man. That's
right.
that's
Qualified. Shoot.
Duffel
Yeah.
game.
So it's a lot of ones, you know. But but we just have to embrace that as well, you know,
That's the
because there's a
problem,
lot
K
of us
Boogie.
that's qualified.
That's the problem. When
Yeah.
just like DB hit on, just like Donnell. Again, this is internal. You got two
Yeah.
men. When a man comes back from a military war in our
Yeah.
community, when he comes back, stand up dude. He don't
Yeah.
get all the recognition. But the nigga that got
Yep.
out of Detroit for 20 years, who robbed everybody around the motherfucker,
Yep.
he get
Yep.
the free, free woo woo woo.
Yeah.
Welcome back. He get the
Yeah.
he get the fucking clout because
Yep.
that's how we're brainwashed in our own community. Nobody
Yeah.
does that in another neighborhood. When a criminal
Yeah.
comes back into an Italian, or I think the Italians is like that too, and fucking
Yeah.
the crimesters when they come back, but they also give the respect to the civilians that
To
come
the
back.
good ones. Yeah,
So
of course.
we don't see the civilian side as being good. That's us.
And that's the bad
we look
part.
At that as that's the nerd. The 9
Yeah.
to 5 guy is the nerd. The
Yep.
guy at the job who's really getting a consistent check is a nerd. But the
Yeah.
dude
Yeah.
that's
Lame.
drug dealing, he lame. But the dude
Yeah.
that's drug dealing, the dude that's banging, that's the guy who is the one to get. So
Yeah.
that's in our ain't nobody put that on him. That is what we come to due to the fact of just the internal community, the culture.
Right.
When we talk about the culture, it's made by us. We made the culture in art. We're the ones that say
Yeah.
no snitching. But yet, guess what? If you don't tell on a motherfucker who just killed somebody around there, or if you don't clean up the neighborhood some type of way, even if you don't snitch, then it need to be
Yeah.
policed amongst the neighborhood. Like, that's why I
Yeah.
like the Black Panthers, because the Black Panthers was actually, out of all of our people that we had, you had your Malcolm X's, your Martin Luther Kings, your Marcus Garveys, your Black Panthers. Black Panthers was setting up actual things that was in the neighborhood, community
Yeah.
watch. If you had a community watch, now you patrol your community. When that cop is over there fucking with that young kid that didn't do nothing, you come de-escalate the problem. Because more people
Yeah.
is there, the more the ass is gonna back up. When it catch you just by yourself, it finna fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like any other neighborhood. So that's what we have to come back into. We have to come back into embracement of
Yeah.
positivity. We're too negative. Anything that's
Yeah.
negative, it pops. But anything that's positive, we could get on here and put this podcast up and talk all this positive shit, and it'll get
Yeah.
no shares. But then when we get up here and bash and talk about, that's why Stephen A.
Yeah.
Smith is
Exactly.
doing what he's doing to LeBron. That's why these podcasters get on and they do what they do. Because
Yeah.
if they bash you with negativity, the culture will accept
It's
it.
gonna jump onto it. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the highlight.
It's a highlight. This is a problem we have to deal with internally. We have to change that whack mindset because we've saw doctors and lawyers, but they don't get
Yeah.
respect. You've seen a black lawyer before. You've seen a
Yeah.
black doctor before. You've seen
Yeah, of course.
You've seen black people in higher positions, but you don't put him over that fucking rapper that's on there talking about doing drugs and shooting up the rest of the fucking neighborhood. You don't put that doctor
Yeah.
over him. That's you. You don't. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
don't say about the others. You don't view that doctor on the same level as a fucking rapper. Like, I'm not looking at no rapper, but that's because of the when you get out of this all goes back into, like you said, it all hand in hand. If you're
Yeah.
living in the hood, what do you see? You don't see the prospects of the people that's
Yeah,
you
no way to
you're
make
only
it out,
seeing
yeah.
down here. So that's who
Yeah.
you look up to, the
I love
down here
music.
people. So like you said, DB, all of it is correct. But the
Yeah.
only way it can change is by the people that are positive coming back to the negative, man. The positive people got to come back. And not this
Yeah.
shit about come back to the hood and do what the hood people are doing. That's how you get your ass killed. You don't come back to the hood and roll dice with them. You don't go back to the hood and do
Right.
hood shit. You go back to the hood and lift these
Oh,
niggas.
yeah.
Hey, look, I'm going on tour this date, that date. Y'all niggas want a job? Y'all want to stop doing this bullshit out here? Take
Right.
my number. We going on tour, and y'all niggas ain't got to do shit but get on the stage and do the same shit you do on the block, and we gonna give you a couple bands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you change the narrative. Like, we got to get out the culture shit of it's hood to go back to the hood and do hood shit. No, that shit is stupid. Like, now you just reduce yourself because in a way these
Right.
people are looking up to you. But when you come back down and start doing the same shit,
well.
they like, oh, this nigga the same nigga. This
Right.
nigga ain't doing shit. He just like me. I could do what he doing, but he just got lucky. In other words, because your mind hasn't changed. You still think you impressive, and this is showing the culture that I'm still street because I go back to hood and still hang out. Nigga, I don't
Yeah,
want to hang.
yeah.
I'm taking y'all niggas out of there. If anything, hey, I live over
Right.
here. Come meet me over here. I'm gonna come pick y'all niggas up. Let's get in a whip. Let's go over here. Like we gotta change that cultural mindset that we have in our own culture, and we'll be good, man. Identity,
Yep.
culture, we are it. If any
Yeah.
black person that's watching this podcast or watching this IG think that you are not the culture or that you are not, you don't have an identity, you're sadly mistaken. You are what everybody copies. Everybody's copying
Yeah.
you. You're the only person that's selling out your own self for cheap. You're selling yourself for cheap. Because guess what? Niggas don't want to work with Master P. But Master P showed you how to get your own distribution, your own label. You know, you don't need the label. Hustle your own shit. Master P already showed niggas how to do that. But they still want to go run to this dude over here because
Right.
we don't trust each other. Like you said, told this dude the game. He's scared you finna rob him for his truck. This is internal, bro. This is internal. Cain killed Abel. Always remember that. Cain killed Abel. This is way before
Right,
white
right,
motherfuckers
right.
was doing anything. Cain
Yeah.
killed his own damn brother for jealousy. This is before slavery. This is before any of that shit. Cain killed Abel. You know what I'm saying? Ye sure walked around and was spitting his knowledge and spitting his facts to the people. What? They want to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can get up to the top without them your own people wanting to bring you down. You know what I mean? But anyways, for the last thing, y'all, we going into 2 hours. This is 2 hours, man. We
Oh, man.
2 hours on this.
All right.
You got
Good job.
Yeah. Listen, I love having y'all on here. I love talking with y'all, man. I'm over in the Middle East, so there's not a lot of people I can really even talk to that relate to anything that I'm talking about. And I'm even talking
Yeah.
about even in our community. Even, again, over here, we got black Americans that's not really black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They black
Yeah.
by color, not by the soul, you heard? So,
Yeah.
so it's a pleasure to have y'all on, man. We're going to have the next episode, but it's going to have to be after 2 weeks because I'm going to the Philippines. I'm going to see Wayne O.D. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to
Nice. Hey.
see Wayne
Have
O.D.
fun, hell.
I'm ecstatic, man. She only tattooed killers. Like that was her thing. She's 108 years old. She only tattooed you if you kill somebody. So, you know what I mean? We're not gonna talk about why I qualified for the position. What the plumber say? Aaron the plumber.
Yeah, qualified.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna talk about the qualifications, but listen, we're gonna be up in there. Yo, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay promoting the positivity. I'm gonna have this.
Okay.
Anybody
I'll
got
be
any
sure
last
to edit.
words before we cut out?
Show you.
No. We ain't editing it. It's going raw. It's going.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
It's going raw. No condom. No condom. It's going straight raw out there. All right.
All right.
We keeping this straight 100.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting me be on here. You know, and I enjoyed as always.
Anytime. Thank you for being on there. I appreciate y'all. DB, you got anything for the peeps?
So, man, hey, man, see everybody just take a breather, man. I think the world just need to take a breather. Feel what I'm saying?
Big
Do
facts.
some self-reflecting. You know what I'm saying? Then get back in action. Then get back out there.
Big
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? But, yeah. World
Big
needs
facts,
a break,
man. Big facts. Much love,
Yep.
y'all. Much love.
All right.
Appreciate y'all.
Have a good one.
Thank you, bro.
Everybody have a good one. Salud.
Bye-bye.
My boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one, man. That was a good one. Shit, funky as hell.
Hell yeah.